Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
Great beer is about drinkability. Doesn't matter the style.
You guys are like walking beer Wikipedia. That's the first time that you've ever accepted me as a person.
Or you have a fermentation in your gut.
I'm jet propelled at all times.
How many guys do you think that you have the privilege to slap?
Somebody who's never tasted a commercial example, and this is how you know everything about this beer? Please, you don't.
I think that's bullshit.
I think it's bullshit too.
Wow. Are you guys going to arm wrestle?
No.
We're going to teabag fight instead. Yeah. You heard of Junkyard Wars?
Can I get another high five, Beavis?
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Session. I'm your host, Justin Crosley. I've been your host for a while now, it seems like.
This is a weird streak you have going.
It is a weird streak, especially when it seems like we're dropping like flies around here. I mean,
soon it'll just be Bebo.
Yeah, the people will finally get what they want. You know,
might learn something.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to The Session. Thanks for hanging out with us and being with us. It's me and Beardy right now. I'm sure JP will show up at some point when he's done with baby time. Yeah, we got a great show planned for you. Actually, I'm excited about this one because it's a very old friend of ours. And those of you who have been listening since the beginning will know, but not everybody will know.
Who is he?
Well, we're going to be talking to Swan Brewing out of Lakeland, Florida, who is co-founded by our very old friend and listener, Crotch Rot.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Otherwise, AKA Christian, I guess, is his name in the world. But yeah, I mean, you got to go way back. I mean, Crotch Rot was with us from day one. Always a great guy. We're going to talk about some of those memories, I'm sure. But he helped me. He helped the Brewing Network do our very first National Homebrewers Conference out in Florida, where we were broadcasting and we set up a booth, and he was a listener and he had some friends, that were in bands or I don't know what, and we needed audio equipment, right?
Sure.
And I'm going to tell the story again. You have to forgive me, but he shows up with like the largest 1980s PA sound system you've ever seen in your life.
A wall of sound.
Oh my God, like enough to we could have blown out all of Orlando. And back then, the Homebrew Conference was pretty small. We're in a tiny room with the other exhibitors, and the AHA was just meeting me as well. I'm sure that they were nervous, like watching us load in.
Man.
But anyhow, Christian's been around and had was with us just for a long time, and like a lot of our early listeners who drop off the radar, I think usually because we make them party too hard. They disappear, they get back to their professional life, but they always come back.
I've seen him actually pop up in the chat room here and there.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they always come back. You can't leave the nest for that long.
Turns out he did something with his life.
Right. Some of them come back in obituaries, but they always come back. So Swan Brewing is on the program today, and we're going to get to talk to our old friend Christian about that. And he had always wanted to open a professional brewery, so I'm excited to hear about the process.
It's weird he didn't call it Crotch Rot Brewing Company.
Yeah, maybe he has partners, and they thought this isn't 2005 Brewing Network anymore.
Okay, his first mistake.
I mean, I was reluctant even to use his moniker on the thing. I didn't know if he'd want me to, but listen, I didn't make it up for it. It's one of the few negative monikers at the BN that I didn't create. He started his life at the BN with that name.
Yeah, maybe his crotch isn't rotting anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
now he's Christian.
He's all grown up, and so we'll see. We're going to talk to them today, and that should be a lot of fun. Okay. I also thought maybe I could give you just a little update on Tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty has fallen ill. As you know, we talked about it on the last program. And I finally got to talk to Tasty in person.
Oh, good.
And he wanted me to relay, just some things to the listeners, that he's doing okay. He does, in fact, have cancer. Hi, JP. And the prognosis is not fantastic, but they're going to do all of the treatment. They're going to work on it. He's not dying at this moment. He was out and about. I had a beer with him, as a matter of fact, which was nice. But he says he's okay, and that they're going to do the treatment. They got to do some radiation. They got to do some chemo, and he's remaining positive. He was in good spirits. We laughed a little bit together, and he even said, as time goes on, I think he's still maybe even, wrapping his head around the whole situation a little bit.
Sure.
That he's not opposed to showing up on the show, maybe doing some podcasts with us and stuff.
Oh, nice.
But obviously, it's all still a little fresh for him and his family, and you guys know Tasty. He's kind of a quiet guy, and he seems like a gruff guy sometimes, but he's pretty sensitive. Like, we've seen him cry in the studio I don't know how many times.
Oh, yeah.
And, I think...
Dogs.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
But,
live dogs.
And not that he's feeling pity for himself or anything like that, but just that he really loves us here at the Brewing Network. I'll talk to you guys off air on that, but even on air, I can say he wanted me to relay to you guys how important this the Brewing Network has been to him, and all of you are to him.
Yeah.
And so once he kind of, gone through some of the treatment and gotten his head around it, I think we might hear from him on the show. He might pop in here and do the show with us. And but he loves you all very much. He loves the listeners very much. And he's,
side hugs to you all.
The Brewing Network has he's been an important part of our life. I should start with that. He's been a very, very important part of my life, and he expressed how important the Brewing Network has been to him too, and that includes you listeners. He really cares for all of you, and even now, going out in public for him, because he's okay. He's out and about. He's not bedridden.
I saw him at Heretic.
Yeah,
earlier this week.
And this is an example of even seeing folks like you. He might not have a whole lot to say because he's just wrapping his head around it, and not just that. He feels like he almost feels. He doesn't know exactly what to say, and people don't know exactly what to say to him. And
right.
So he wants to even avoid that whole awkward exchange. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go say hi to him when you see him. It doesn't mean you shouldn't say, hey, how are you doing? He's not standoffish at all. He was just more like... I don't really know what to put. I don't want to put everybody through this. He really cares about other people a lot. He was talking about how other people feel about the whole situation more than he was talking about how he feels about it, because he cares about all of you in this room and you listeners. So don't be afraid to say hi to him if you see him. He's doing okay, and he's going to be out and about. He'll, in the middle of treatment, there'll be some times where he's ill because of the treatment itself. Anybody who's gone through this knows that, things like chemo and that That'll do a number on you. JP over here knows. For sure. Or you only did the radiation.
Yeah, no,
that's bad enough, isn't it?
Well, no, the only thing I can relate it to is I've played Keno before, and I never really won.
I never did either.
Yeah, so I think it's a scam, and it really does take an emotional toll on you.
I told them not to do that. It's not the odds aren't good.
No, they're not. You're playing the numbers. You're like, I can't do this. But you know what? I can get a great short stack while I do it. So that's,
Yeah, you can sit there and eat your breakfast and do Keno.
That's right. Blessings. I don't know why, come on. People complain about it, but you get nourished.
So I predict we're going to hear a lot from Tasty, and I'll keep you up to date as I can. And he just wanted you all to know he's all right, and he misses everybody. And I'll try to keep you up to date where I can. So that's our Tasty update. I told him I was mad at him now because now I'm losing the death pool, though. I think that's kind of fucked up. Like, he took the one thing I was winning away from me. Like,
the one thing you're good at.
I couldn't have this one thing, Tasty.
It's funny because Russ, our friend who came on to do the death pool with the doctor, right?
Bevos thinks this is way too soon. She can't even handle it. Her face.
Well, my brain just actually exploded.
It's like way too soon.
Like, I saw the words coming out of her mouth, and I was like, he's not going to say what I know. Oh my God, he said it.
We have to address the elephant in the room, which is the death pool.
Right, yeah. Because Tasty's not here.
Right.
Yeah.
Russ literally texted me today asking if we're ready to do the death pool again because he saw the doctor.
That might
I'm
be
like,
too soon, yeah.
I didn't respond. I'm like, I can't. I don't really know what to say. I mean, in my heart, yes. It would be great.
I mean, it would be funny if I'm still winning, though. Let's be honest. I'm assuming I've been knocked off the top, but it's possible I'm not.
Because he had an operation, Tasty. He's going through treatment. Right. You still have all your issues, and you're just exacerbating them.
Right.
So you could still win.
It's true.
You could still be at the top.
It's true.
And if I remember correctly, didn't Tasty sit the death pool questionnaire out?
Yes, he did.
He did. By the way, not just so everyone,
not because he was ill.
So everyone's clear, because a couple people have mentioned, like, Tasty's been losing weight over the last year or so, and a couple people mentioned, like, oh, is it because he's been sick? That's actually not the case at all. Tasty was really just kind of losing some weight.
He was just dieting.
And, and doing better. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I don't know. I'm mad at him, for various reasons.
Maybe we can do the segment "What's Up, Tasty?" He just calls in for a couple minutes.
My white blood cell count.
And we're like,
yay! All right.
Oh no. Yeah. Tasty's got a good sense of humor. Those of you who are going to write into feedback right now, it's feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com, by the way.
Everybody cringing.
I don't really give a shit what you have to say. Tasty's my dude, and if I can't fuck with him, who can? Plus, I would expect the same, out of all of you.
I promise you that. You will get that.
Falling apart before my eyes as well. All right, so that's that. And like I said, hope we see Tasty in here soon. I'll keep you up to date as we go. Just a couple of other announcements today, brought to you today by Drake's Brewing. Go to drinkdrakes.com and check it out. They got a lot of great beer. They're one of my favorites here in the Bay. In my fridge right now, as always. They always are. I want to remind you to save the date to BNA 14. It's our 14th anniversary party. Can't believe how long it's been. That's going to be Saturday, June 29th in Providence, Rhode Island. We're the closing party to HomebrewCon once again, so I hope you can make it there for that. I'm hoping to have tickets up for sale this week. I already put the save the date on the HomebrewCon website if you look for the outside activities. But come party with us. It's going to be a good time. We're partnered with Melvin Brewing and More Beer. We're going to be releasing the winner of our Boil Rumble National Homebrew Contest that we did together with them. Somebody's going to win a brew sculpture, and I think I might even have another brew sculpture to give away, which is because I had mentioned this drunkenly at the last BN anniversary party at BNA 13.
Yeah.
That the Jamil brew sculpture,
yes,
that has been handed down to a couple of people. I'm the latest, and I've had it for years.
Yeah.
I think we might raffle that bad boy off to a BN listener.
I think it's about time.
Right?
I mean, I don't know what else the dust is going to collect on in your garage, but
exactly,
we'll find something.
Yeah.
We'll find something.
I wish it was in my garage, but the side of my house. It's
okay.
But I talked to the More Beer guys, and I think they're gonna revamp the thing, get it all working.
So let me get this straight. Just and put it another way, they gave you an expensive piece of equipment, or Jamil did. And then you left it out in the elements because you knew that someone else would fix it up for you.
Correct.
Okay, good.
But if it was for me, I wouldn't ask of that. I would just keep brewing, because I've been brewing it on like semi-broken for... Well, when I was brewing, it was pretty broken, and I was never like, "Oh, guy, fix it," But now that it's going to somebody else, it's more the more beer guys they're so professional.
That's right.
They wouldn't send out a piece of shit.
Brewing Network certified pre-owned system.
Yeah. By the way,
you could sign the creosote that's on it from just being in Martinez for the last few years.
By the way, this session is brought to you by More Beer. Go to morebeer.com, check them out. They're a proud sponsor of this program. I think they're proud anyway. So the deal is, I think we might get that bad boy all cleaned up and ready to give away to one lucky winner at the BNA 14 party. So another reason to make sure you save the date and come join us there.
That'd be cool.
We're going to have a good time.
Should we sign it? I feel like we need to sign it, or at least put a plaque on it or something.
Yeah.
We need to do something to it.
So that's a good idea. It has a plaque now. It's just like the Brewing Network plaque, and so maybe we could swap that out with our signatures on it and stuff like that. I'll talk to Graham about that.
That'd be cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But it's time for that lovely piece of machinery to go to a good Brewing Network listener home.
It's true.
Yeah.
And you need some room on your patio.
Or side of the home.
Yeah, side of their own, whatever you're going to do with it. Okay. Also, another great event, the Hop Grenade in Fort Collins. We're doing our first ever Colorado Beer Derby, which is Saturday, May 3rd, the same day as the Kentucky Derby. And it's all you can drink and all you can eat for $45 at the Hop Grenade.
That's pretty good, man.
Plus, there's a couple things we're doing.
We're Colorado.
The Colorado Beer Derby Award. I've collected some of the craft beer professionals around the Fort Collins area. They're going to come in the morning and help me judge all of the beers that we have on tap, kind of like the Bistro does when they do their IPA fest and stuff. And it's all spring seasonal beers that we're putting on tap. We wanted to focus on some fresh spring seasonals, so we're going to give away an award to them. There's a People's Choice Award, so with your entry, you get to vote on a beer. And then also, every brewery is assigned a horse in the Kentucky Derby, and you get to sort of bet. We can't give you money because gambling's illegal, but you get to bet on which one wins. And if your horse wins, we're going to give you some stuff too.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about it. I will be out there. That's Saturday, May 3rd. If you're in the Fort Collins area, I hope you come out and join us. All you can drink and all you can eat.
I don't know how you say no to that.
Yeah, exactly. So please come join us. It'll be a good time.
Oh, that's how.
Yeah, just like that. All right. You know how to support us. Do your Amazon shopping. Click the Amazon link. Go and donate. Click the donate button. It enters you into the More Beer monthly donation giveaway for as little as $2, and we really appreciate you doing that. Don't forget to check out our new shows. You got Heads and Tails out there getting rave reviews from somebody.
That's nice.
From Warren.
Yeah. And the Hop and Brew School podcast, that's our newest one. People are loving it. I got some good feedback about that. It's all about hops, and it's highly technical, believe it or not, even though I'm the co-host. I just let them do their thing and kind of facilitate some great information from them. So check it all out over there on thebrewingnetwork.com. Tell your friends. Okay. Also go to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram and send your feedback to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com. We love to hear from you. You can send your show ideas to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com too. That'll be fine.
That'd be appropriate.
All right. Who wants to do the Twitter game today? Is that going to be JP or Beardy?
Well, I already sent it out, so I guess I get to do it.
Okay, Beardy's doing the Twitter game today.
You need to tell me.
Oh, did you send it out also?
Well, no, but I'm sitting here.
I was about to. You were late. We didn't know.
Yeah, no, I always have one.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what if you don't show up in time to do it? So I always have Beardy do a backup.
All right.
See?
Let's go.
So I already blew my load. Sorry.
So now I'm the backup.
All right. Well, Twitter game, you are. I mean,
I'm fine with it.
It's up to you.
Hey, man.
Twitter game is brought to you today by the 21st Amendment, our good friends over there at the 2NA. They got this new beer out called Spark Ale. It's a sparkling rosé ale. It's one of their new favorites. It's essentially a hybrid between a cider and a beer, and they brew it with apple cider juice and grain-based sugar, then back sweetened with peach, cranberry, and cherry juice. Is it a cider? No. but it sure tastes like one. It's going to be the perfect summer beer. It's also gluten-reduced with less than 10 parts per million of gluten for those who are looking for a good ale alternative to those big malty beers. It's 5.5%. 0 IBUs. Go check out Spark Ale from the 21st Amendment. All right, Beardy. How much does it say? I'm so used to saying JP. What's our Twitter game today?
Well, this morning got me thinking because part of my daily regimen is having 3 eggs for breakfast because I'm a growing boy.
Okay.
And
do you cook them? Are they boiled already?
I cook them in a pan every morning.
Them every morning. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what's happening at the Kirkland Signature Chicken Farm.
Okay.
But over the last week, I've gotten double yolk eggs almost half of the time.
Mm-hmm. So far, I'm ready to go back to you, JP.
I'm surprised that the Xinguang chicken farm in China is producing double yolk eggs.
That does freak me out too, actually.
Right, and so it hasn't been the case. I've been getting my eggs from there for years now.
Okay,
but it's significantly worse now.
I see.
So the government and the shadow people are putting all sorts of things in our water, in our meat,
obviously,
and everything, clearly. So I want to know what's in our beer.
Where we go one, we go all, dude.
Right.
What mystery meat is in our beer?
Right. What are they putting in our beer that we don't know about?
Okay.
Hormones.
Yeah.
JP's little children.
Right.
Ghost babies.
Right.
I got him.
Okay.
That was a game. There you go.
That's our turn. All right, what weird stuff from the government or from, what are they called? The Illuminati is in our beer, basically. Okay, very good. Brought to you by the 21st Amendment.
That's what happens when you show up late.
It's my fault.
Stuck with that. Yeah.
You've been hanging out with Moscow too much.
I'm just mad at you.
Yeah, if you were here on time, I wouldn't have done a shitty Twitter game.
Now everyone's punished.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll save mine for next time because it's pretty good.
Okay. All right, let's do some feedback. Feedback's brought to you today by the Beer Law Center. Go to beerlawcenter.com. Our good friend John can take care of you and your trademark, your TTB filings. He's also just an all-around good guy. Give him a call. Don't take my word for it. He'll take care of you. All right, Dave writes in. He says, I know it's kind of meta to give feedback about feedback. But on the Allegory show, another Dave Not Me sent an email about women on the show and content quality. And as an aside, he shaded the Sour Hour with a bit about Moscow playing the mixing board like a child who just discovered that the cow goes moo. Which, as much as I like the Sour Hour, he says, I mean, it's true. And my earbuds firmly nestled, I howled laughing and drew many a stare from just about everyone else on the bus I was riding. So kudos to the other Dave. And if I knew his shirt size, I'd send him a prize that wouldn't fit. Drink up from Dave.
Oh, well, there you go.
So another one who doesn't like Moscow's soundboard. Does he do the sound? I don't listen. I've sat in on like the beginning of a couple shows, and I never hear. Does anybody know he actually has like a soundboard? Like I made him stop doing on the session.
Oh yeah, no, he does. It's a thing. Yeah.
He's always into soundboards.
He'll record. Like Jay did something where he like played the air guitar with whatever.
Okay.
He recorded that, and now it's like it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
When I met Moscow years ago back on when we were doing the FM show, and he started as a producer, he's like, I want to do a soundboard. And I was like, I don't like them. But I'm a nice guy at first, so I'm like, let's try it. And then after a little while, I fired him from the soundboard. I was like, you can remain being the producer, but I can't handle the soundboard. Like, it takes a certain, it's because he's like old school radio, right? Like, that's what they used to do. But it really takes like a mastery, like a professional to get the timing.
Yeah, yes, right. It takes timing to figure out where it is and to have it all preloaded so you can just hit the button.
Yeah. And then the volume matters, like what you play. So I fired him from that. Then he comes over to the session, as a producer here, and he wants to try it again. And because I'm nice in the beginning. Well, I'm like, all right, let's try it again. And then sure enough, I fired him from that too. So
man, I vividly remember when he got fired from the soundboard, like on air. Like,
oh, did it happen on air?
Oh, he looked like you kicked him in the face.
Oh, crushed his spirit.
You crushed his heart.
It was like one too many things stomping over me, and I probably just lost it. But Jay just lets the guy do whatever, man. I don't know. So
Jay's kind of chill, but it doesn't mean that it's good.
You know.
Well, Jay, if you're listening, that's 2 votes in 2 weeks against the soundboard. Just something to think about.
It's bizarre to me how weirdly similar Jay and Scott are.
Yeah.
But different, but very similar.
It's not just an old school way of doing radio. It's that. But if you're going to do it, you got to be great because it's an old school way of doing it.
Right.
All timing.
Even if you were good, that would be fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we've ever had anybody write in and say, you know what I really enjoy is the soundboard.
Right.
I still can't get over it takes an hour and a half to record an hour's worth of radio. That alone should tell you that something's not working. Yeah. And let's go.
And see, right now it would be a perfect time for you to play a shotgun blast off of a soundboard.
Right. And so, now there were times, like in the early days of this show, we did it too, but it was less of a soundboard and more of like every now and then we would do these things, like when I wanted to shoot myself. Because then I could time it because I'm the one hitting it. So if I want to shoot myself, I'm the host. And even then, we got good feedback about it from our listeners.
It's like the use of emojis. Yeah. Like there's an appropriate amount and then there's an excessive amount.
Is there?
Yeah.
Obviously.
The only one I kind of miss, and maybe just because it's been years, is the tasty yep.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
and easy to place too, because you also have to pick the sounds wisely, because that one could either have been Tasty saying it, or the recording saying it, and it was hard to know the difference unless you were a really savvy, like long-time listener. Then, but again, like that had to do with like volume, and dynamics, because you could throw that in and you could go right over top of me with that, and it just sounded like Tasty was back there saying yep, Anyway, thanks for the feedback, Dave. There you go. Jay, if you're listening, I don't know. Take it or leave it. Okay, here's another one. I don't know who it's from. It sounds very familiar.
Oh, did I not put a name? Sorry about that.
Oh, it's, I guess, the guy who sent us news before, probably about the Colorado, the Odell's beer, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Because he's all hyped up on sending us news, basically. Hey, guys, it seems like I have more news for you. I might as well just drop bombshells of news to you all the time because it's kind of fun.
Bombshells. Watch out, everybody.
Oh, get your helmets on.
Yeah, let's get in the bunker.
He says, if you haven't heard, Founders Brewery just bought the remaining stakes in Avery Brewing.
Yep.
What?
I wish we had a soundboard with like a bomb dropping.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? That's like more twisted than the Joker. That's just twisted news.
Oh man, I got this story in my head that I can't tell. I gotta tell you guys off the
sounds
air.
Great.
It was about somebody doing a bomb sound on one of our shows with their mouth, and I was editing it, and it drove me insane. Listen to all of our shows, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Every single show that we do on the Brewing Network.
All right.
Anyway, somebody bought the remaining stakes in Avery. Founders did, based out of Boulder, Colorado. Mayhew, I guess, is the company, already owned. Should I just read his sentence structure?
Yeah.
With Mayhew already own in a 30% stake in the company. Is his structure.
Odin?
So I'm guessing he means whoever that company is already owns a 30% stake. It seems that Avery and Founders Brewery have come to terms with the sale of the 70% stake left to own.
Wow.
I don't know. Whatever. I'm somewhat curious on your take on this. I'm not personally upset. I think, like Oscar Blues and its subsidiaries, it will continue to stay independent when it comes to brewing and will not be controlled when it comes to new ideas. Avery will, however, or also I think he's saying, be brewing Founders All Day IPA in Colorado now, making one of their staples just a little bit more accessible. Thanks for listening. Sucker JP, shut the hell up, Beardy, and Bevo needs to get a raise to get her triple wide. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really care anymore. I don't know.
I do like if I don't know who the fuck Mayhew is. So if it's one of these like partnerships of like several craft breweries joining together to do all the thing, I'm better with that. That I think it's cool than I am, like Anheuser-Busch buying them up. Although I don't really care about that either. But
Mayhew San Miguel.
Oh, so it is a big
yeah, it's a big one. So they're officially, Founders hasn't been craft for a while, but apparently Avery is now officially not craft either.
Oh, okay.
So
got it.
There you go.
Good for Adam Avery, dude. That guy was already rolling in it, as far as I could tell. I'm sure he's doing great now.
Yeah.
You know what? I love All Day IPA, by the way. That's a good beer. So if you're getting it brewed closer to you when they're brewing it in Colorado, I think that that's a good thing. And yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of opinions left to be stated about these buyout things. It's just happening.
Yeah. Either you're craft or you're not. I guess that's the line, right? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's the only opinion I think to have. Like good or bad doesn't matter. Do you support craft or do you not care? Then that's the only opinion I think.
Right.
Left,
I support craft and I don't care.
I don't think you can do both.
I think so.
No, you totally can.
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Why?
I don't give a crap.
I've been doing it.
I don't think you should. How about that, I guess? Stop. I don't know. Well, it just seems like you can't have your cake and eat it too, right?
That's my whole life. I've always wanted to just have my cake and eat it.
I know, and you can't.
It works half the time.
No, well, all right.
It's worked for 40-something years.
In other words, like, I love to support the 21st Amendment and Drake's and, like, Maui, like that. Those beers are in my fridge all the time. But if a Founders All Day IPA comes across my path, I'm going to drink that too. I love it.
Yeah,
Good beer.
so then you don't care.
But you do support craft.
But I do support craft.
Oh.
No. That's not how it works. Mammoth just bought Great Lakes,
Great Basin.
Great Basin in Nevada.
But that's a merger kind of situation.
Mammoth.
Yeah, Mammoth.
No offense, but how can Mammoth buy anybody? Are they that big?
I don't know.
They're about half the size. So
by the way, I
might
love the people at Mammoth, friends of mine.
That
but I had
ale.
no idea that they were the size that they could go buying out breweries.
Neither did I. That just happened, I think, today or yesterday.
Very recently,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Good for them. Hang on, I'm going to send them a sponsorship email right now.
It might have been easier than opening up a new facility for them if they knew that Great Basin, because Great Basin's been around since the early 90s.
Yeah.
And
they
so
were
I think
like
they might have wanted an exit strategy.
But also, so they're buying a facility, 3 hours away? It's very close.
Yeah.
Large production facility, maybe. I don't know.
God bless everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ninkasi just sold, too, recently.
Yep, that's true.
I did not know that at all.
Oh, yeah, Ninkasi just sold.
Yeah.
To who?
I think it's actually a large kind of equity conglomerate, private equity. That's mainly
legacy breweries.
They mainly do in real estate, but they're kind of starting their portfolio with Ninkasi and maybe one other brewery.
That one surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised too. But
I'm gonna call Jamie right now. I wish our phones still worked. I'd get them on the air right now.
Send them an ad package also.
I shut them off. Shut them off a while ago. Okay. I guess I'm not incredibly surprised, but interesting.
Yeah, I haven't heard a ton of blowback on that one, but I was kind of expecting it. And so maybe it's happening and I'm just not paying attention to social media enough, which is likely.
Which I don't. Yeah, maybe that's why I'm out of the loop. Boy, they are dropping like flies. Maybe JB's right. Maybe I can't do both. I don't know.
You can't do both. I don't think you can.
Well, but how am I going to be friends with my people at Ninkasi now?
You can be friends, but
I can't support them?
No.
What kind of friend is that? It's like being friends with you.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
They're millionaires now.
Yeah.
They're millionaires now. They don't need your support.
Well, I mean, like, like not selling out to San Miguel or whatever. Like the big, they got bought by Legacy Breweries Incorporated, which you can't find any information online anywhere. That's fine.
Yeah.
It is.
But if you sell to like Anheuser-Busch, people who like try to go and limit the amount of choices that you have, that's not okay. So you can't be friends with those people. I'll make you a list.
Make me a list.
Of who you can be friends with and who you can't.
That helps.
All right.
I'm good with that. All right. And then finally, BR writes in about having Moonlight back on the show. He says, I have both shows with Brian Hunt from 2005 and 2010 permanently saved and re-listen to them often. I could listen to that man talk about beer all day. I remember some great conversations with him at Mammoth Bluesapalooza, as a matter of fact, about foraging ingredients for beer. He once ran off into the woods and brought back some pine needle tips to pair with his Working for Tips beer. Pretty sure he's my spirit animal. So I would love to hear him back in the session, especially since his partnership with Lagunitas. Been listening for years, love all the shows on the BN, even the Sour Hour, ... sometimes ... Moscow.
I guess they needed that email also.
So that's 3, Jay. That's 3. Just putting it out there. Heads and Tails is rad. JP is a great host.
Oh.
Cool. I'm glad he's a great host.
P.S. Tasties in my thoughts. Hop the best for that guy.
Yeah,
I hope that was a typo.
I hope it was a beer pun. I really do. This guy's like, man, I'm going to be so clever, like the BFE over here in Idaho.
Oh God,
where I never see another person for 6 weeks out of the year.
Been hopping for you, Tasty. Hope you're having a hopping good time. Oh my God,
hops and prayers.
Are puns in death okay? Like, that doesn't seem all right.
Pitching you the best ideas.
Yeah, I don't know what either.
I don't know.
Leave puns out of cancer. I don't know.
That's where you're taking your stand.
Yeah.
Why am I defending cancer? Anyway, why is that? Yeah.
Death pool jokes are fine, but no puns in cancer.
That's right.
How about instead of cancer, it's mancer, and it's only for men.
God.
It mostly is.
They have that. Prostate cancer. It's mancer.
I thought it was misogyny.
I heard that we'll all get it. If we were to live long enough, every man would die of prostate cancer.
It's a time bomb.
Wow.
You ever hear that?
No, I never heard
I guess not die of it, because now you can kind of cure it. But it's... If you were to live long enough, some doctors listening right now is like, Justin, another fucking idiot comment from you. I read somewhere on the internet at some point in time somewhere that eventually, we'd all get prostate cancer if you lived long enough.
Yeah. Huh. I've heard that rumor also.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Interestingly
verified.
Right?
Now it's fact.
Fuck, we are living in a Facebook matrix right now.
Right.
I read an interesting thing on Twitter where, if you live long enough, oxygen will kill you. Oxygen kills you.
Now you're just fucking with me.
Oxygen is toxic, and it takes just 90 years or 40 years, whatever.
You're making this up.
No,
everything in moderation, I guess.
I mean, it was it was on Twitter. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
just so you know,
is all that in 140 characters or whatever it is?
Yeah,
I guess it doesn't take much to say.
It's pretty short and concise.
Yeah. Did you retweet it?
No.
You're like, see?
Yeah.
I told you we're all dying.
That's right. I'm huffing on my nitrogen tank.
Yeah. All right, that's all for feedback today. Thanks to everybody for writing in. We appreciate that very much. You can send your feedback to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com, and we love to hear from you, mostly. We love to hear from most of you, but you should send it anyway, even if we don't love to hear from you. Let's put it this way. It's better than hearing from fucking Beardy.
That's true.
So you should always write in.
I've got 3 emails in my queue ready to send to feedback right now.
It's like the only way Beardy gets a word in.
By the way, that would explain a lot about the weird sentence structure and spelling errors.
Right. That's true. All right. We're going to take a little break. And then, like I said, we've got Swan Brewing on the line with us. I'm excited to talk to our old friend, Christian Hood. I
knew this was going to happen. On the way here, this conversation played out in my head. I knew it.
Okay, I already said his moniker at the beginning of the show, but I'll leave it now until he lets me know. Imagine I just refer to him as his moniker for the whole show. I feel like he has poor enough judgment that he'll allow that. I'm going to have to correct him and be like, listen, there is some marketing value to being on the BN.
I can direct you to numerous Facebook messages that he and I have exchanged in the last 3 weeks regarding his naming scheme.
Oh.
He hasn't learned a lesson.
It's not a thing.
No, he's the same dude, but just with a bigger checkbook.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Still rotten.
And which I enjoy.
Florida man.
All right. When we come back, Swan Brewing. Hang in there.
Do you the most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star San, SanaClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today.
Hey, this is Brendan from Central Coast Brewing. You're listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. And thanks to our wonderful sponsor, White Labs. Have you visited the Vault for homebrewers recently? It's White Labs' collection of specialty, one-of-a-kind strains where you'll be able to pre-order and decide which strains are released to homebrewers. All you have to do is go to whitelabs.com/thevault and place a pre-order on the strain you'd like to use. Once it reaches 150 orders, White Labs will release the yeast and ship it directly to your doorstep. And there's good news for pro brewers, too. If you want to access any of the Vault strains for your next brew day, just place a minimum order of 1.5 liters through yeastman.com or by contacting a customer service representative, and you'll get access to their unique specialty strains too. And thanks to White Labs for being with us for all these years. Just like our next guest has been with us for all these years, although he vanished and then he came back. I'm telling you, they always come back. They can't stay away. Do. Christian, are you there, buddy?
I'm here. How are you, buddy?
Oh, my God. It's good to hear your voice.
It's wonderful to hear yours as well. Well, I hear yours all the time. We listen to it in the brew house.
Oh, cool. I'm so glad you still listen. Swan Brewing, ladies and gentlemen, out of Lakeland, Florida. And so, Christian, I don't know if you heard, but I don't even know what to call you anymore. You know.
No, whatever you choose, it's all good.
All right, I'm going to do this.
I've been called worse no matter what it is.
I've been called worse by better people than you, so I'm fine with it.
Well, I'm going to slip up from time to time, but I'm going to do this for you because you're a professional now, and right. Sometimes I think of myself as a professional, so we're going to try to stick with Christian. But if you didn't listen to the beginning of the show, we used to know Christian back in the early days. And by early days, I mean, like, I should say the early day, like the day. Like, I think I was speaking with Christian online before we launched our first show ever. And back then, he went by the moniker Crotch Rot.
That's right.
So I instantly liked him, obviously. I could always tell you were my kind of people.
Crotch. Right. Yeah. It was Crotch for short.
Crotch.
Crotch.
Just stuck to Crotch.
With a K.
Yeah.
Because you got to be different.
Yeah. Christian, so I was saying at the beginning of the show, of course, I'm going to promote the brewery, so don't worry. Just hang tight.
That's all good.
We'll get to it. Do you remember? You must. Our very first homebrew con. And JP, you were there.
Yeah.
It was our first, it was called the National Homebrewers Conference back then. It was the first time the BN was attending, so this had to be 2006. Mm-hmm. And I had just said to them, hey, I'll stream your awards ceremony for you. I think I didn't even stream it. I think I recorded the fucking thing.
Yeah.
You streamed it live.
Oh, I did?
It live.
Oh, look at me go. See, I was ahead of my time. And I was like, just give me a booth and we'll do shows and everything. But I had no idea how to do that. And Crotch is like, Christian, was like, I got you. And Christian, you showed up with like the biggest 80s hair metal PA system I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah, you had like Morbid Angels PA system, out of basement in Brandon, Florida.
It was amazing. And I'm looking at the thing going, holy shit. But I know it doesn't matter what the size of the size doesn't matter, JP.
Sure, yeah. I lie to myself, too.
It's how you...
Fake news.
It's how you use it. So I was like confident. I was like, wow, Christian, this is awesome. It's going to take us 4 hours to move in and out, but I love it. But I'm sure that the AHA was terrified because they didn't even know me. I hadn't even met Gary Glass at that point. And then me and Christian show up rolling this fucking thing in. But it sounded great, dude.
Oh, yeah. And the 8th floor of the hotel loved it.
But you, in all seriousness, I was able to do our first NHC, and now I've been doing every one since. We've had a great relationship because of you. I never would have been able to do that. I didn't have any money. We had no money. There's no way I could even rent a PA.
Yeah.
I had nothing to my name. So I just want to thank you for that. That was amazing.
No worries.
So even back then, I know that you had aspirations to become a pro brewer. You, of course, were a home brewer at the time. And here we are, 13, 14 years later, and you've made your mark, man.
Oh, well, yeah. I think somewhere deep down for a lot of home brewers, that's kind of what it is. At least once you get halfway decent at it, and I won't even say all the way decent at it, but once you get halfway decent at it, you start going, you got enough friends and family going, it's probably like anything, you make a good dinner or you make a good whatever. Man, you should be in this business or that business.
Right.
I started getting to that point where I was consistently making at least halfway decent beer. And, it was, a lot of friends, a lot of family going, you should really, go into business for this. And, at that time, even then, I didn't feel I was good enough. Once I started really kind of taking my stuff to another level, then it was, you're still hearing it. And I'm saying, well, yeah, that's all good and great, but, you're drinking it for free at my house. Are you really going to come off of $5-6 a pint for this?
Right.
So that's that scary leap.
So... By the way, I like that Crotch Rot's bringing us back to our sound in 2005, too, by standing underneath an airplane in a hangar somewhere.
Holding 2 March pumps to his ears.
Is it bad?
It's a little loud,
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's your show, man. I don't care. So, all right, then let's fast forward. When did you guys, this has been years, so when did you finally open a brewery? Was it 2017 or?
Last year. We just had our 1 year this weekend.
Oh, no shit. On what, 420?
Yep.
Of course you did. Of course you did. Is that like a theme of your brewery, or that was like an accident? What's the scene like around Lakeland, Florida?
Well, it wasn't. It was kind of our build out took well over a year.
Oh, man.
So there was no real set date for opening it.
Okay.
It was open it as soon as possible, but as soon as responsibly possible. So, we got to a point, all the equipment was in, the building was built out. We started brewing beer, and, it's going, okay, well, we brewed beer, but if our, we were kind of looking at other breweries around us and kind of looking at what their opening weekends were.
Okay.
And I'm going,
That's
well,
smart.
If ours is anywhere even close to theirs, we're going to run out of beer. So, let's brew our beer, then let's brew it again. At least have the tanks full, packaged, carbonated, and ready to go.
Yeah.
And then we'll open. And the way that fell was on that 420 weekend.
So you're not like a stoner brewery, per se?
No.
Okay. All right. Wait, now, I think we have your your co-founder on with you, too. Is Daniel with you?
Hey, what's up, man? This is Dan.
Hey, Daniel. Hey, Dan, thanks for being on the show, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Should we ask Dan if he knew of crotch rot?
I know. No, I feel more like we should ask Dan, so do you fucking regret, working with crotch rot by now, or what? Here's a better question. Dan, how well did you know Christian before you partnered up to do this brewery?
He's my dad.
So I'll just say this. Whenever we started going back and forth with the city to like get permitting and, start reaching out to some investors to see about money, Christian had crotch rot in his email address.
Oh my God! No, he didn't. He did not. That's hilarious. Wow.
So he was one of the. I was the first one to get an @Swan Brewing email. He was the second, to say the least.
Okay.
So
I love it.
It just did not. It's hilarious, but it didn't work well with the city.
No, you got it. All right, let's just be honest.
Dear Mayor.
Let's be honest for a second. And Dan, I'm sure you know this about him now. Christian is really a great, great human being. He's just a good guy. He always has been, as long as I've known him. He's not a dummy. He does dumb things, but he's not a dummy.
There we go.
So, in other words, I'm sure, Dan, you've realized, just like rein in these silly ideas he has sometimes, and he's a great partner, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, there's no way I could have done this with anyone else. I mean, that's just bottom line.
I like to hear that. Now, were you a home brewer as well, Dan?
I was.
Okay. Did you guys homebrew together or just met up somewhere? How did you guys come together?
So I was down at our local farmers market having nothing to do, and I realized that there were no home brewing supplies available in Lakeland. So I actually started selling home brewing supplies out of our little local farmers market here. And then Christian came up one day, and I think I had some Penlock kegs or something for sale.
Nice.
And he goes, "Hey, how much do you want for those Penlock kegs?" And he goes, I have aspirations to start a brewery one day. I said, well, so do I.
Wow.
So we sat down at a bar, opened up our books, and said, well, here's what I got. And he said, well, here's what I got. And then the rest is history.
Oh, that's cool. Now, let's back up for a second to this farmer's market homebrew shop, because I have not heard that before, and that's a great idea. How did you do at the farmer's markets? Did people, happy to see you? Did you do good business?
I mean, I never made a single dime.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of expected in this business, I guess.
So then you opened a brewery.
Yeah, I mean, you have now, hopefully. But, that's interesting, because I would think, I guess it depends on your location, but it sounded like a great idea to me.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was just a way for me to not have to spend all the money on homebrew supplies. It at least paid for that.
Okay.
But Lakeland's a small town, and so, I'd go up to the market and make a couple $100 on a Saturday, and it was fantastic. Paid the bills, paid for itself, and I got a brew basically for free. So. Okay.
And you met Christian, so, good or bad, here you are.
Yeah, now, it was pretty funny. I was just, it happened on a Saturday. I was sitting around the house. I was bored. I was going, you know what, I'm going to waste some time. Went up to the farmer's market and saw him over there with his home brewing supplies. I'd already had a business plan written and for a brewery. I was kind of on that quest on my own route, and ran into him and said, yeah, I'm looking to maybe start up a brewery here in town. And he goes, yeah, me too. And I'm going, well, my business plan says that this is going to take a whole hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, let's, I don't know how much you got or what you're looking at, but, maybe we need to, do you have a business plan? He goes, well, I do.
Wow.
And so that's where it was, well, let's sit down and go over each other's business plans because my business plan says that this is going to take more money than I got.
Right. This is another thing I like about you, Christian. A lot of other people will go through a bunch of bullshit before they ever get to that point.
Yeah.
They'll go, well, let's talk about this, let's talk about that.
Are we all on the same page?
And then
we feel the inside of your butt real fast.
But but what's the point? Right. Christian just started on this he's standing at a farmer's market for the first time, and he's like, it's going to cost a fuckload of money. How much is in your bank account?
Pretty much. I mean, if you're going to do this, I'm willing to save you if you're willing to save me.
Yeah. Also, does this melon feel ripe?
It's one of those. It's what do you got? So, and do you actually? And plus, if I had already gotten to that point, I knew I was going to need other partners.
Yeah. Dan, how much was in your bank account that day? Literally that day.
Say, but it was. I knew that it was going to be a significant investment.
Okay.
And so, it was, getting to talk to him, and he's going, well, I have a silent investor, for his project.
There we go.
And I'm going, well, I have a 250-page business plan. So I've done the damn research.
Wait, hang on.
That's actually where we sat down and, and at a bar here in town, and we crossed business plans across the table at each other. We started reading each other's business plan. And
wait,
there
Christian,
was so many similarities.
Wait.
Yeah.
Dan, I want to talk to you for a second. On that day that he talked to you, now I'm understanding you guys. You had a silent investor, you had another thing going, and I'll answer the question first. Right now, I have $124.67 in my bank account.
Damn,
that's what I have.
Rolling in it.
On this day that you meet
in debt,
crotch rot to start your business, how much money was in your bank account, approximately, your personal account?
Oh, personal account? Zero. I have been unemployed since March of 2013.
That's what I'm getting at. The man is like selling goods at the farmer's market, and this is why I wanted to get to this point.
That's what I was about to ask. Then, what are you doing at a farmer's market? Because that's like saying I'm broke, but I go to Starbucks.
It's perfect.
It's very expensive.
Looks good though.
I mean, it was. For me, I used to work for a couple of big companies, and it was fantastic. I learned a whole bunch of customer service, but it was, I get sick and tired of being sucked into the corporate world.
Okay.
And so my wife, who was my fiancée at the time, we had moved up here to Lakeland out of South Florida. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do for a job? And there's just nothing in what I was, doing around here that could be comparable. And so we ended up getting married and having a kid, and so I played daddy daycare for a couple of years. But, man, at that point, when I was at the market, it was basically just self-sustaining, and I wanted to make sure that my hobby didn't cost us any money.
Gotcha.
And so that's really all there was. And okay. I swear, man, I didn't have a pot to piss in. I mean, I had a business plan, what I wanted to do, but, we had to find some money.
I love these stories. I hope you don't mind me asking, but it's because I love these stories. So,
yeah,
okay.
I had a little bit of money, but no credit, and he had no money and a lot of credit. Go figure.
There you go. Yeah.
Damn.
That's about how it works.
People got married for less than that, so that's great.
So you guys, you sit down, you realize that your business plans align, and is all this happening in the city that you're in now? All is in Lakeland?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you both lived there, and now you said the building took. I'm gonna bounce around a little bit, but you said it took like a year build out. What did you find? Some old building in a piece of shit, but in a good location, or what?
Hey man, this guy's seen our place. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you handle it, Dan, because there's a story on how we found it. Oh, yeah. So we're right across the street from the main post office downtown, and I've got the absolute worst mailman, or had the worst mailman in the world, and I went to my mailbox one day, and there was a little pink slip that said, hey, we took all your mail down to the main post office, which is not like right around the block. It's like right downtown, about 5 miles away from my house. I'm like, oh, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So, pissed off anyways, I walk outside and I look across the street and I said, well, that looks like it'd be a fantastic brewery. We've been looking at 2, 3, 4 places already, and it took me about 10, 15 minutes of looking to find out who owned the place, because there was no for lease, for sale, or anything, and contacted the landlord through LinkedIn, and about 30 seconds later, he said, yeah, I own that. What do you want to do? I said, I want to build a brewery. And he kind of laughed at me. He said, okay, well, let me get your number. And it was, probably 30 days later.
Oh.
He said, hey, I've been, on a couple road trips, and I checked out a few of these breweries and a few of these tap rooms, and shoot me over an idea what you want to do.
Okay.
This building is built in 1946. I mean, it was dilapidated. We had to do an insane amount of work to it to get it up and going.
What was it before?
An old auto repair shop for like 80 years.
Got it. 80. Okay. Wow. Whoever the business was just died.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's essentially what it was. It was passed down from generation to generation, and finally they got out. So.
Oh, damn.
Got it. Okay. What else was good about the location? Is it like, I assume there's a lake in Lakeland?
Yeah, there's quite a few. The nice thing for us is we're kind of downtown adjacent. We're on the west side, so we're just outside of the main business area. So instead of the lease being absolutely ridiculous per square foot, it was actually reasonable to where we could go in and not just be able to pay our bills, but actually make a little bit of money.
Got it. All right, I'm going to ask you an insider question to help other listeners who want to sign a lease on a building. It took you a year to build it out, and the place was a mess. I have 2 questions. Did you get tenant improvement money from the landlord? But more important question is, did you start paying rent the day you took possession and started working on the building, or later, or the day you opened? Give us some insight so our listeners who want to do this could learn from you.
Sure. The build-out only took about a year. We'll just start here. But we actually were working on this for about 2 years before we opened.
Got it.
There was almost an entire year worth of going through the city BS and, the permitting this and permitting that before we actually even started putting the first nail in the wall. Now, as far as tenant improvements, if you don't get tenant improvement, there's something wrong with you, because what you're doing for an area is, some people call it gentrification or whatever, but, the idea is that, if you want to be successful, go into a semi-blighted area and start to fix up the neighborhood. Well, doing that is going to cause all of the other pieces of land that are around you to increase in price exponentially.
Right.
Which, is a reason why you should understand that your landlord has an investment, but they need to be able to invest a little bit more because their ROIs can be ridiculous.
Sure. And just
for us, we got about half of our total build out. Well, not quite half.
Great.
And landlord improvements.
So that's so thank you for answering that honestly. And for those of you looking to do this, Dan's absolutely right. You're especially in a building that is otherwise unusable, always get tenant improvement. And it's not just the areas around. You're absolutely right about that. You're increasing the property value, but you're increasing the value of the building itself. If Dan and Christian move out tomorrow, that the building is worth everything the landlord put in and more, because he already did that.
And we got a beautiful deal on it as well, because ours is not triple net, so he's still responsible for structural repairs, taxes, and all that good stuff as well.
Beautiful. Yeah. Now, what about and you don't have to give the exact timeline, but what about the rent commencement date? And I asked that because I know I've talked to people who took over a building that needed a lot of work, like even a year, and they started paying rent day one. Ooh. And I was like, oh man, that sounds like a rough deal. Yeah. What did you guys do?
So ours was our rent and our lease in general was commensurate on us being able to actually get through all of the city red tape.
Gotcha.
And so we didn't sign our lease until officially sign our lease until November of 2017, I believe is what it was. And we opened on April of 2018. And so we had built in 3 months free, and then we had 3 months, I believe, at 33%, and then another 6 months at 50%.
Gotcha.
What we did, in order to be able to secure some of the additional landlord improvements, is we went and actually prepaid 2 years of our lease. And so that was kind of our, hey, we know you got skin in the game.
I see.
Here's our down payment just to prove to you that we are going to be able to come in here and do what we say we do. We're locked in. This isn't just a 6-month thing.
Wow. That's a smart move. Any landlord would look at that and go, God, I love you. I don't know if I've said that yet, but I love you.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and with that, we were able to, he was wanting to charge a little bit more per square, but we were able to lower that square by saying, well, here's money up front.
Wow.
So, we were able to do that. And then, as far as like our beer garden, which is outside, we actually barter some of that space with gift card.
Oh, very nice. There you go. Okay. Well, thank you for...
So, for some of his other properties, because, because he's a serial investor and he has other properties, so, he can kind of wine and dine some people that he's, maybe wanting to have rent some of his other properties. Well, let's go to Swan Brewing, or here's a $50 gift card, or, whatever. And so that's, instead of actual $50 cash, it's, gift card money, which
it's cheaper.
Manufacturing cost versus actual retail value is much different.
I love it. Very smart. Thank you for answering those questions. Honestly, I'm just doing it for our listeners to learn from you too, especially when I heard that you had so much work to do. All right, we're going to come back to more of this stuff and more of your story, but let's talk beer for a second because we have some in our glass. So the one where I want to start with is your Cliff Clavin Amber Ale. And of course, you just mentioned that your brewery's across the street from the USPS. So tell us a story about this beer, and then tell us about it itself.
Well, the fun thing with that one is we're being in downtown. Parking is challenging, and I think in any downtown district, we draw a large crowd. So,
beautiful.
With us being adjacent to the post office, they have a large parking lot. Technically, that's taxpayer parking, so they can't tow. So their parking spaces,
that is the
which is one great thing. But then two is their employees actually love it here. Their employees come over here every day after work or several times a week after work, to the point that their bosses over there said, "Look, we don't care if you guys go to the brewery. You can't go over there in uniform anymore."
Right. Smart.
So they actually made T-shirts that have the Swan Brewing logo that looks like a postal stamp that say Cliff Clavin Society. I mean, that's kind of stepping forward just a little bit. We went to them and we said, "Look, we love you guys, and we appreciate your patronage here. We're going to make a beer after you guys.
Wow.
What do you want?" So they went back to the post office. They took a vote all around it, and this is the main postal thing for the entire city. The main distribution point for the entire city.
I see.
So they went back, and it was quite a large vote, and they came back and they said, we want an amber ale, and so we made it, and we told them we were going to call it Cliff Clavin. So that's where they made T-shirts now that look like a postage stamp, has our logo that within the postage stamp that says Cliff Clavin Society.
I love it.
And that's so. What they do is they take off their postal uniform tops, put their T-shirts on, and shoot across the brewery.
Oh, that's so cool. Way to be community involved, too.
How many old ladies are you seeing have to walk a block now because your customers are taking up the postal office parking lot?
Well, technically, it's taxpayer parking, so fuck them.
There we go. Man, they complain so much.
Really? I bet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Crouch is the guy who go to a cop and, technically I pay your salary, so you can't pull me over.
Technically.
I know all the technicalities.
I love my law enforcement officers. So, no.
All right, tell us about the beer itself. I just had a sip. It's a wonderful amber.
It's really good.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Well, it's kind of a hybrid. It's kind of... I knew what they were asking for. They wanted something that was along the lines of a Killian's, but I didn't want to make a Killian's. So, we went with a American ale strain, yeast strain on it to kind of dry it out a little bit, but we still kicked the body on it, just so it wasn't total mass produced. Yeah, because we're still in a town where we're changing palates.
Okay.
And I knew what they were asking for. They were asking for a Killian's, and I think we kind of somewhat captured that, but with a little bit more body, a little bit more flavor.
It almost tastes like a mild ale, but with American yeast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking mild too,
like roasty, grainy, but not astringent.
Yeah,
flavorful in that respect. Yeah. High caramel grains.
Yeah. It's not a crystal bomb.
No.
Right.
Yeah,
which kind of made ambers like a lost art, which has been that way for a long time, right? So, I hear what you're saying, Christian, like that you knew what they were asking for and you wanted to give them that, but you didn't want to give them like an old school beer either.
Right.
Because it's
right, and I wanted something in the 5.5% range. I wanted it to have some body.
Yeah.
But not so full bodied that it wasn't what they wanted.
Right. This is a fucking great beer. Just a little bit of malt sweetness, and the sweetness is more like do you get like toffee or something?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Which is really nice, but I don't know why I'm going to say it. No one's going to. It's a little lager-like. It's almost like an amber lager. Not at all?
You're fired.
Yeah, I knew nobody was going to agree with that.
Yeah, no, it's not amber. Or it's not lager.
It's very clean. It's USO5 yeast. It's very clean, fermented, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. When you mentioned Killian's inspired, I definitely got that connection.
Yeah. I wanted to throw up too. That's right.
Oh, no,
I'm kidding.
That's a really good beer, man.
This is delicious beer.
Yes.
Is it a bit? So, other than the Postal guys, the name is cool. Is cool across the board. You guys sell a lot of this beer?
Yes, we do. And it was just funny because it actually made it on, I guess, the Postal Union's website or something along that line. It was like Post 17, whatever the heck.
Okay.
Flip Clavin, now on tap.
Wow.
It was actually on the Gov website.
That's
Pretty
so cool.
That cease and desist will be coming soon.
Yeah.
That'll be number 2.
That'll be number 2. Yeah.
Oh,
it's pretty
no.
great.
All right, we got a couple beers to get through in this segment, so let's move to the I guess it's Schwansteiner Hef.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't tried this yet. I was just working on pronouncing the name. But by the way, Christian, I know who named this beer. Tell us about the Hef.
No, Dan's responsible for that one.
Oh, okay, all right.
And funny accident, but yes. Because Dan's going, Swan is Swan in German, and I'm like, okay,
yeah. You're like,
apparently
go with that.
in Dutch or whatever it means, dick beer.
Yeah, Schwanz.
Yeah.
Schwanza.
Yeah, great.
Well,
it is what it is, and it's named now. We ain't changing it.
Well, and to be clear, I believe you spelt it with the Swan because you have the S. I think you did okay. It's not Schwanza. Yeah.
Did fine.
Well, one of Justin's buddies, who's from like Denmark or something, came in and he was looking at our tap board and just started laughing. And his buddy's going, "What's so funny?" And he goes, "Schwansteiner," and he's going, "What's wrong with that?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I mean, it's dick beer."
Dick beer. Yeah.
So it is what it is.
This is a good hef. It's not my favorite style, but it's a great beer. And you guys have gotten a super high rating on this one too, haven't you?
Yeah, we kind of lowered the body just a little bit on that beer. Right now on Untapped, which is user rated.
Sure.
It's not like it's professionally rated or anything, but the users or the consumers are your base. That's who's buying your product. And right now on Untapped's top rated list, that is the number 1 light German Hefe in the world.
Nice. In the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's I got to say that's kind of impressive, even among just user ratings.
Yeah. That's big Schwanza stuff right there.
It's got a big Schwanza in you.
Big Schwanza energy right there.
There we go.
Are you guys using a proprietary yeast?
No, we're using the Juan Stefan yeast strain.
Okay. How are you guys handling fermentation with that? Because it's got a really good balance between banana and clove.
Right around 62.
Oh, on the colder side.
It's great because you smell it and you taste it and you go, wow, that is kind of banana forward. And you try it again, it's like, oh, it's kind of clove forward.
Right.
And you try it again, it's like, it's kind of it's changing, which I really appreciate.
I know it bounces on you. And that's what makes that beer fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Like one of the things I'm a little clove resistant, so I agree with you guys that it's exactly. So it's nice that it is balanced like that.
Yeah,
actually, to be honest with you, I'm also banana resistant. So when it's in the middle, I like it better too.
Smoke too many of those in high school.
It bounces.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice beer. Is this so? We don't see hefts all that often.
Not really. No,
not
like German like this.
Yeah. Is this a big seller for you guys?
Believe it or not, no.
Okay.
But it's one of those ones, if we took it off the board, I think we'd have a bit of a revolt.
Right.
Because the ones that love it absolutely love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting here in the studio what we get when people say hefts, right? Like, I think even just recently, I don't remember who, somebody gave us a hef, and it was clearly an American wheat. Right?
Yeah.
But they billed it as a hef, right? And it sold very well for them. I think calling something an American wheat, like yours, which is not an American wheat, would help you sell it if you called it American wheat. They brewed an American wheat and called it a hef.
Right.
Or go back to a few episodes ago from you guys. We'll just call it a hazy wheat.
Yeah. There you go.
Then you won't be able to make enough of it.
Christian, do it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You want to sell more beer. Just call anything hazy.
Hazy Weed IPA.
Yeah.
Hazy Banana IPA. Watch out.
Right. All right, and one more to get through before I got to get us to a break. We've got your River Ranch Campfire S'mores Imperial Stout,
Jesus
JP.
Christ.
Oh, you're shooting for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought we'd go. I mean, it'll make us have more fun for the rest of the
That's
show,
right.
right?
I haven't had too much fun yet. So.
It's only 10.8%. So,
Oh,
you know.
wow. Okay. Tell us about the beer.
So this is one we released right around October. So you got a nice 6-month bottle. We stashed a few away. This beer went really quick. We stashed a few away just because we wanted to see the age effect on it.
Yeah.
And
I bet you did.
we popped one the other day just to see how it was going, and huge chocolate forward. The graham cracker notes have faded just a bit. Right off the bat, it was huge graham cracker, chocolate, marshmallow. You still definitely get huge chocolate out of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's very smooth.
I haven't tasted it yet.
We mashed it a little bit lower for an adjunct stout. We mashed it probably around the 149 range, and the reason for that is to kind of take a kickback on some of these adjunct stouts where they're just come out as straight motor oil, and you can only drink, 2 ounces, 4 ounces of it, and what's the point? I mean, really, what's the point?
Yeah.
Is how we felt. I wanted something that, came out, it was refreshing, you could kick it, and, you could actually drink, half pint to a full pint of it and be okay with that.
Sure. I mean, you'll have a buzz, but you'll be okay with it.
You'll be fine, yeah. You just have to sleep at the brewery.
To me, it's
Well, it wasn't so thick and cloying.
Yes.
And
right.
I think that's a issue with a lot of these big adjunct stouts. They're just cloying.
Definitely.
It's a liquid Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie.
Is that what you're giving it?
Yeah, like with the strong chocolate and some mint character.
I don't get a lot of mint. I don't get any mint.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
Oh.
I get coconut.
I do now that he says it.
I get a lot of coconut in the flavor. The aroma I had this really weird sensory memory of when my first job was working at as an ice cream boy at the Thrifties, right? At the Thrifties drugstore. I was ice cream man.
I was just talking about Thrifty's ice cream.
Ice cream
yesterday.
boy or ice cream man?
Well, look, I got laid in the back, so I transitioned.
Okay.
So
That's
right,
the man,
good for you.
Thank you. That's a lie. Anyway, and it smells like chocolate. It smells like chocolate ice cream, right? Like not intense chocolate like that, but like you're walking into like a cold room where there's chocolate. It's very, very specific.
So I would totally give it that now that you're mentioning it. Also because it smells like chocolate because that's what your nose is over.
Yeah.
But also the ice cream around it is wafting in there. So that's why you're getting some of the marshmallow, the vanilla, like all the rest. The aroma I got right off the bat was not just regular, but double stuffed Oreo cookies.
Oh goddamn, dude, you're balling.
Oh.
With the extra cream in there because you got all the chocolate.
Yeah, right.
But then a whole bunch, some sugar smell. Like it's just basically sugar.
Yeah, sugar smells. Yeah.
And the cream and vanilla and
I go, Taryn, do you have the sugar open?
You got the
I
sugar.
got to smell.
You better not left the sugar open.
It'll give you the sugar,
It'll give you
which
the
is what
sugar.
my Aunt Gloria called diabetes.
A couple months ago, you could actually get graham cracker out of that, and I noticed it when we popped a bottle the other night during our anniversary party. The graham cracker had kind of faded. But it was there at one point.
Yeah,
so
I can taste it.
Yeah, you
it's
can
just not in the
get
aroma.
It, yeah, at the very back end, but it's almost like the chocolate slabs, like thin sliced chocolate you get in like vanilla ice cream. Mm-hmm. It's that specific chocolate. Mm-hmm. How did you? What did you do for the? How did you chocolify this?
Well, there's a few things we did. One, we threw in a ton of Keiko nibs, graham crackers, and marshmallows in the mash. We did it.
Really?
We weren't happy with the carry through after fermentation. There was still some there, so we still Keiko nibbed it, and then we went ahead and threw some extract at it as well.
Chocolate extract.
Oh.
Wait.
Chocolate extract, graham cracker extract at it as well.
Oh, wow.
Graham cracker extract.
Wait, hang on. We'll come back to that. Just a quick question, though. What the fuck happened to marshmallows in the mash?
Yeah.
Like, didn't that make the... Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, did it gum up your mash tun, or... What happened?
They float. So
Okay,
it wasn't
okay.
too bad.
Okay.
I see.
But they do melt.
Right.
Yeah.
They do melt a bit, but overall it wasn't too terrible.
Well, you put
But
it
they
at the
did
top,
stick to
right?
the sides a little bit.
Yeah, but you put it at the top, so it shouldn't have prevented anything from coming through. Right. Do you think that actually had anything? I know you said it faded away after fermentation, but do you feel actually adding the nibs at the mash did anything for the chocolate
nibs,
kind
I
of
think,
depth?
varied. It was a lot of graham crackers, so you have sugar. So the sugar probably had an effect. The marshmallow, probably nothing.
Yeah. Okay. But it's fun. Probably looked good on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That's what
marshmallows barely have a flavor anyway, right? So
yeah.
trying to impart that into a beer. So, okay, now back to your guys' line of question. Forgive me, I just had to go back to that marshmallow thing. But graham cracker extract, chocolate extract, anything else was in there?
No, that was it.
Okay.
I've never heard of graham cracker extract. What does that even taste like? Besides graham crackers.
It's a Florida thing.
Once you on the commercial scale, you can get, if you want something that tastes like, just name anything in the world, you can get it.
Really? Do you get this from beer ingredient suppliers or just like food suppliers, basically? Food suppliers.
Yes, both. But only certain ones are actually TTB approved. So you got to kind of play that game. Even though some of the ones that are out there, they're all made with the same ingredients. There's only certain companies that have actually taken the steps to make themselves TTB approved.
Okay,
I see.
And so those are the ones we're kind of limited to using. But
Sure,
there's actually TTB approved graham cracker extract.
That's amazing.
And it smells and tastes like graham crackers.
So there was no vanilla added on its own, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
What about coconut? I get a ton of coconut flavor.
No coconut on
I
that
get
one.
it in the aftertaste, yeah. And I get the vanilla for sure.
I get the vanilla, and so maybe that's the Coke or the graham cracker.
Wait, did you say this wasn't barrel aged though?
No.
No. Okay.
Why do I have coconut? I'm confused and angered at the same time.
You're blowing.
What are you doing to me?
Blowing JP's mind over here. Yeah.
You're breaking me.
I mean, it was brewed next to a tank that had coconut in it.
That must have been what it is. This is the La Croix of beer.
Yeah. Wait, Christian, is your brewer there?
Yes, he is.
Let me talk to him real quick. I'll talk to him about
I hope
that.
it's just crotch in a different voice.
Hello,
this is the brewer.
Yeah.
I brew the beer for the men. The men's
I
do not.
write the recipes and he brews the beer.
not
We brew the beer, then we drink the beer. Hold on.
He keeps my passport and I make all the beer. It's okay.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. He take my kidney, I make him beer.
I have in mind.
And this will be a fun question and a follow up to whatever you're going to ask him. But we actually hired a professional brewer and ruined him because
that's what I want to talk to him about.
Nice, steam boiler brewery where they fly sparge everything else, and we were like, no, we're not doing that. We're going to go direct fire and we're going to batch sparge this shit.
Yeah. That's what get off my phone. That's what I want to talk to him about.
That's right.
All right.
That's exactly what we
He's all
wanted to
yours.
fucking talk about.
And I believe the brewer's name is Justin as well. Justin Spangler.
Terrible name.
Justin. Great name.
Spangler's great.
Yeah.
Are you there, buddy? I'm still waiting. Is he out there brewing?
Here, let me. I don't think he knows how to work a phone.
Here, let me.
They
That's
are
okay.
complicated
you know,
devices.
This is perfect.
Hey, sorry
Christian.
guys. Dan handed it to me. It was muted.
We've actually removed Justin's hands and just attached mash paddles.
Yeah.
That's why he's such a good brewer.
He can't hold the
He can't
phone.
hold the phone.
Yeah. Hi, Justin. How are you, brother?
It all by hand. Good. How you doing, guys?
We're doing well. I just have a couple quick questions because I got to get us to a break, but we're going to be talking to you more about this. But we just had the River Ranch Campfire S'mores Imperial Stout, and of course, listening to Christian tell us, about putting marshmallows in the mash tun and things like this. So. I understand that you are a professional brewer from a professional background.
If you want to call it that, I guess.
But you've worked at other professional breweries, correct?
If you call a hobo camp a brewery.
I have a couple years of brewing experience. Obviously started out the same as Christian and Dan, kind of home brewing and stuff from there. But
you did. Okay.
From there, kind of got a job at a professional brewery. Pretty much like everyone does. That starts from the ground up, scrubbing kegs and just work my way up through the ranks there and everything.
Okay, fair enough. So when this asshole Christian comes up to you and says, I want you to put marshmallows in the mash tun, what is your initial reaction?
I actually think that was if I'm looking back at it now, that was both of our ideas.
Okay.
The day of doing it, it was just like, wow, are we really actually doing this?
Right. Wow, all three of you are kindred spirits. I keep trying to find a chink in the armor, but it turns out that you guys are kindred spirits.
Oh yeah, we're a motley crew here. We like to just screw around and whatever comes to mind. It's like, hey, let's try to make this happen.
Right. Okay. All right, and then just this graham cracker extract. I know Beardy's asked about this before, but when you decide you guys want this flavor, does somebody just Google graham cracker extract, or did one of you have some expertise in this type of thing?
So Christian's the one that actually had most of the expertise with the extracts beforehand. I tried to keep a lot of stuff as natural as possible, but just kind of the collaborative effort of him and I together, what came through from the mash just wasn't enough for us, so we decided to... the company we use, everything from them is actually natural. I don't know how you get natural from graham crackers.
I know. What's natural about...
Naturally harvested graham crackers.
Yeah, you're fine using whatever.
Yeah, but it is, as far as they state, a 100% natural version of it. So we actually got it in, and before we dosed it, obviously, we kind of tested a few pint glasses, see
nice.
How much, if this ratio is too much, less. But I mean, turned out pretty good for just kind of messing around with it. But
we're liking it.
We have different websites that we purchase stuff from, and we'll actually get samples, and then whichever one. Because some of the companies, like one's mango is going to be real, and one you're going to get, even though it's natural, it's still going to taste medicinal. So we went with the one that tasted like real graham cracker, and we just dosed it to the ratio that sounded or tasted about what we wanted at that time, and it came out.
Got it. It's a great tasting beer, and JP, as I keep having more of it,
yes,
and it's still always in the aftertaste. The coconut gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Justin, we know you didn't put coconut in it, but we're like...
I think it's pretty strong. You could tell me, if you entered this in a competition and said you added coconut,
yeah,
it would be totally fine. And
of course.
And if you didn't state that in the things,
yeah.
and I was judging this, I'd be like, you should have declared that there was coconut.
Right.
Like, that's how convinced I am.
I'll try it again, too. It's the last time I had it was, like Christian was saying, this weekend, but I was already a couple beers deep from celebrating and everything.
Anniversary party, sure.
I don't know if Christian mentioned, too, we actually, with a lot of these big stouts and stuff, we actually put lactose and everything in the boil kettle, too, and that kind of plays along with the marshmallow taste as well. You get that kind of sweetness like you would when you bite into a marshmallow and everything.
Okay. Oh, that's actually good to know.
And there's no mint either, right? So we're all just stroking it out over here.
Yeah,
I don't get any mint. So you guys are dying. I'm surviving. I'm absorbing your energy
with your made up coconut.
Yeah, we're getting made up flavors is what's happening over here. We're the ghost.
And maybe that's just over time. Some of the flavors may be fading a little bit, and others kind of coming more prominent. Or
yeah, well, it's working.
Like I said, I'll have to reopen one of those here soon.
Yeah, do it. Crack it open and drink the whole bottle too. At what is it, 9%?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
10.8.
Why not? Have a good night, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we've got more to talk about and more beer to try, but I got to get us to a quick break. So if you guys can hang tight, I'll come back in a couple minutes. Can you do that?
Great. Yep, sure can.
All right, beautiful. We are talking to Swan Brewing, our old friend Christian, and I think our new friends Dan and Justin. Now that we know that they're all kindred spirits, I think we're going to get along just fine. Hang in there. It's The Session, and we'll be right back with more from Swan.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, there are amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer, whether for yourself or as a gift. When you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com.
Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on two gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller, and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy.
Hey, this is Gabriel from Half Acre in Chicago. You're listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
All right, we got beers flying everywhere over here.
That's right, baby. That's what we do. We throw beers at each other.
If you want beers flying at your house, check out Pico Brew.
Who?
The Pico Brew.
Oh, yeah.
You have one, don't you, JP?
I do, yeah. I'm getting upgraded, too, as a matter of fact.
Upgraded?
And I'm not the only person in the room anymore with the still. We got the Pico still.
Oh,
that's right.
You got a Pico still, too?
I have a Pico still now also.
What, just handing out? They think you guys
Left
do
and right.
something around here to hand you those things?
Well, Annie is like the Oprah of the brewing world.
And you get a still.
And you
get a still.
You have to
I
wait
see.
12 years for it, but you get it eventually. So if you if you want to be a Pico owner, or if you are a Pico, I think it's the C with the packs, the Pico packs.
Mm-hmm.
Also the Z.
Warren, myself, and one of my co-hosts on Dr. Homebrew, Brian Cooper, as well as Nate Smith, we all have Pico packs on the Brew Marketplace for sale
Which are
now.
ingredient kits that they can brew your beer.
You order it and you get it, and it's like Keurig. You put it in the thing and you load up the water and you push the button.
Nice.
And you can replicate Brian Cooper's Kick Your Own Ass Strong Ale, which is an arrogant bastard kind of attempt.
Okay.
Warren's Kolsch, which probably sucks because Warren sucks.
Yeah.
JP's Oatmeal Stout, which is amazing because I'm amazing. Mm-hmm. And then Nate Smith's Loose Change Scottish Light Ale, which is probably bald because Nate's going bald.
What?
I don't know. What that means. Yeah. So there you go. Check it out. Brew Marketplace. And there's all sorts of commercial breweries on there. High Water, I just saw on there. All sorts of stuff, man. Lucky Envelope is on there.
That's
21st
true.
Amendment has a kit on there. I want to say Drake's, but I might be lying about that.
Yeah. But just buy our kits instead.
But just buy our kits. Yeah.
Go to picobrew.com and check it out today.
Do it.
All right. We are still hanging out with Swan Brewing from Lakeland, Florida.
And Bev is cursing them because they wax their bottles.
Awful.
Bev's just like the rest of us now. She's just when we don't know how to do things, we curse other people for doing things.
It's not us.
Bev, they said to smell the wax.
Smell the wax.
Yeah, so, there's that's a little hidden nugget in there.
Really?
What does it smell like, Bev?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you fucking with her right now?
Does it smell like?
No, I'm actually not.
Crock rot?
What does it smell like, Bevo? Give me the cap or something.
She's described it as good.
Yeah. Here, let me try that.
I don't like
Good
that.
or something is what she said.
Like coconutty?
Again with the coconut.
Again with the coconut.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that one actually has coconut in it.
Oh, the wax? The wax?
Oh, yeah. You know what it smells like? It smells like... Here, give that to Warren. It smells like a fucking... When you go to Disneyland in the Gabber Girl Creamy or whatever the fuck it's called.
You lost me already.
Where they're making waffle cones.
I know the smell of waffle cones.
It smells like making a waffle cone.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get coconut.
It's like
I get
cream.
Yeah, I get like Belgian waffles.
Yeah, sweet cream. I get that.
What
I bet
beer?
you do.
What beer is that?
The Venus. Venus.
Okay, we're going to come back to that one. We're not going to do that yet because we've got the bean and then the Venus.
What do you think is happening there? Do you think, Justin?
I don't know.
Let's talk about what you think these things are.
But I want to work. I want to work with these guys. Don't you?
I want them. Yes, we need to fly out there and do something with them.
Yeah. Who's on the line with me now?
And then we'll go on a cruise.
Yes.
It's still Christian and Justin.
There we go. Okay. Very good. All right. So let's talk a little bit more, and we're going to get into these beers in our glass here too. But you literally just had your 1 year anniversary this last weekend. How did the year go? I mean, were you instantly well received? How have things been?
Beyond our wildest dreams.
Really?
We in the business plan, we weren't even looking at distribution or even really growth until major growth until year 3. Just 2 months ago, we just had two new 20-barrel tanks dropped off, and we're probably within this year going to add 2-3 more 20-barrel tanks.
Holy cow.
We're already going into distribution. That's within this year, within the next probably 2 months, we're heading into distribution. That's going to put us from the Tampa area all the way up through Daytona.
Wow.
So it's...
Congratulations.
That's year 1, or just outside of year 1. That was nowhere near within our growth plans, but... market dictates growth,
So let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, we're loving the beers here, and you can't do anything without good beer. So we're going to give you that as part of the equation here. When the first time I met you in Orlando, Christian, the Florida beer scene was shit, but we're talking about 2005 here.
Right.
So what do you think some of the factors are? We know you're making great beer. It sounds like you have a cool location. I don't know what your population is like there, but is there still just tons of room for new breweries in Florida?
Florida has grown exponentially.
Okay.
I think there's 40 breweries in the Tampa St. Pete area now. That's less than a 30-minute drive from us.
Wow.
Right now, we're the only game in town. In our town,
Gotcha.
our town has close to 1 million people.
Wow, and you're the only brewery. You guys are smart.
We're in a great location.
Yeah. That was a no-brainer. I don't know who your money guy is, but he's not even brilliant. That was a no-brainer.
But they broke the seal now.
I mean, you don't have to tell him I said that.
Our area and the surrounding area, when you look at, Plant City, which is right outside of us, Winter Haven, there is a brewery in Winter Haven, but it seems like we've kind of stole a lot of their customers as well.
Okay, because you make great beer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's what happens. See, and I should have phrased my question a little bit differently. Like, not is there a lot of room for breweries in Florida, but more that it's not so competitive that a good brewery can still just really shine and grow rapidly, like you guys.
Well, we were, that was one of those areas with us as well, is what size, and as a startup brewery, what size do you come out as?
Right. You guys are what, on a 10-barrel?
Part of the business plan and a lot of the brew house is 10-barrel. So we've got 6 10-barrel tanks and 2 20-barrel tanks.
Okay.
And we're adding on at this point, and so we're adding anywhere from 2 to 3 more 20-barrel tanks this year.
So you're a 10-barrel, but you identify as a 20-barrel.
Right. Yeah.
No, we have to double batch into the 20-barrel tank.
So yeah, JP's right.
I'm right.
I'm
right. You're wrong, dickhead.
I just love JP's description of it. And also, Justin over there, their brewer, will be and F you with your new tanks and your larger fermenters and our 10-barrel system. I mean, you guys are working. You're brewing your asses off over there, right?
Yeah. I actually, one of the last breweries I worked for that I was in as an assistant brewer, it was to the point where we were lucky we were brewing once a week because the business was just so slow. And now, I mean, it's the moment the tank's getting emptied. We actually had to bring on an assistant, which was one of our bartenders, and now she's back here as my assistant.
Excellent.
Like, the moment we're emptying, I tell her, I'm like, hey, okay, get the tank clean. We're brewing in it first thing tomorrow morning because, I mean, it's just the local demand has kept us so busy. We just have to, brew as fast as possible.
Do you have any? Does anything leave the tap room now?
Megan has now gotten her pink boots.
Oh, great!
So she's actually wanting changed her career path from server to she wants to be a pro brewer. So we're going. Nice. We said if that's what you really want, let's make that happen. So we brought her into the brew house, and we gave her the most horrible jobs, nonstop, for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And she didn't even blink twice. She did everything we ever asked of her and more.
That's great.
And on top of it, she's, so we laid off. We were like, okay, we can't make her tap out. So she's put the job.
That's kind of you. I gave Bevo the most horrible jobs 14 years ago, and she still has them.
And no boots.
Yeah. The job was existence.
One of these days, you're going to earn your dues.
I'm living my best life.
Yeah. Wait. Now, do you guys sell any of your beer outside of the tap room right now?
No, that's coming this year.
Okay.
We're looking at a Florida law that's on the ballots right now to see, because self-distribution is not legal in Florida. So we have to sell to that middleman. We have a distributor that is ready to take us. They've agreed to our terms on the contract, which is great. But the way the ballot, the law is written that's currently on the ballot is it only applies to breweries that are not currently in a distribution contract.
I see.
So everything right now is all tap room sales. Everything, I mean, we've got a 30-tap wall, and we can only keep up with about half to 20 of those taps at any given time.
Wow.
So we do bring guest taps, but it's just... Yeah. All that is through the tap room only, which to see that week after week has just kind of been crazy, honestly, to go through that much barrelage a week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I mean,
those mailmen can drink.
It's just up with tap room demand. So that's where I'm saying, with us actually heading into this distribution phase, we're actually looking at 2 to 3 more 20-barrel tanks to meet the distribution requests.
Okay. Does Florida still have that weird thing where
you can mount a giraffe but not vote?
No,
twice?
the other one, where if you have a distributor but you want to sell in your tap room, you have to sell the beer to the distributor and then they have to sell it back to you. I remember some weird bullshit about that.
That's only if you contract brew through someone else.
Okay.
Because if someone else makes your beer, then you do technically have to buy it from the distributor back to your own tap room. But we make everything in-house, so we don't have that issue, but some other breweries in Florida do.
So with this, so you're buying tanks to produce more beer, and you have these distribution plans, but you're waiting for this law to pass so that you're allowed to do them? Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, it's going to dictate how many tanks we buy.
Okay.
It's Right now, I think we're okay with the tanks we have.
So does Justin, by the way.
Have our leftovers.
Yeah.
With that, we would probably still add up 2 more tanks, and they can have our leftovers. Because at the end of the day, we're going to feed our tap room.
Okay. That makes sense. Sure.
After that, they can have whatever.
Well, and also going back to the question too, we're kind of just holding out because we really want to play to our local market. If the self-distribution doesn't pass,
right.
That's where we'll more than likely go with just a distributor. But if we can do self-distribution, in all of Polk County, which is where Lakeland is located, and that's something doable just by, bringing in a driver and a salesperson to ourselves, obviously that's a little more profitable than having to, cut down costs like crazy just to sell it to a distributor, to sell it to someone, 2 blocks from us and everything.
Oh, yeah, you're making smart moves. Well, I wish you luck. I hope this passes because, is there any reason why it wouldn't? Is it being lobbied against by the big,
obviously, it's
by the Brewers Justice.
If there's a business out there that's profiting from an industry, there's lobbyists.
Right.
So, there's lobbyists that don't want to see this happen. It's been on the table before and not passed. This is the furthest I've seen this bill go. Because it pops up again every single year.
Right.
This is the furthest I've seen it go, which is encouraging. Am I totally optimistic that it's going to make it all the way through the House and pass? I'm not. But, it is what it is. So we'll make our business decision within the next couple of weeks on, do we order more tanks and go all the way through Daytona, or do we stick with the tanks we have now, cut out the middleman, and totally take over the backyard?
Well, I hope it passes. I wouldn't want to be a lobbyist against whatever Christian's going for. He's the kind of guy that'll leave flaming bags of shit on your front porch.
Or at least troll you with memes.
He's good.
I know.
He's stuck to it.
Exactly. All right, we have some more beer in our glass right now. Bevo, help me out here. On my far left is going to be the IPA, I assume. The lightest beer.
The lightest one is not the IPA. No,
is that because I want to start with the bean.
That's the bean.
And then the one to the right of that is the beanist.
Is the beaner or the beanist.
Whoa!
Bevo! Sorry.
What the?
Jesus Christ!
Can you just cut that out? I didn't. That was honest to God, just a slip of my mouth.
We're talking to people in Florida, but we're not in Florida.
I'm not going to cut that out. We get so much shit for being all the bad things, and you're a little angel over there.
On this, the day for the Earth,
the day of the Earth,
you're gonna fucking say.
Okay,
beaner?
First of all. It's called Venus. Making that word association isn't that far off. And I never use that word in a derogatory sense.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right.
Beaner is just 5 letters off from the N-word, Bev. Are you going to say that, too?
If you keep
5 letters off.
And let's not talk about JP's shirt, because that'll be a whole nother 5 minutes.
Right, yeah.
This one isn't racist.
Our new game is JP's shirt racist?
Racist.
All right.
I'm sorry. I apologize. And then the last one is the IPA. Moving on, the last one. Far right, IPA.
Okay, sorry, boys. Sorry.
I just killed myself.
Okay, tell us about the Bean Coffee Blonde, please.
Okay, well, that's when rolling back the tape a little bit, that was our first cease and desist, because that one was originally called Bean Flicker.
What?
See? I loved it. Sorry. I love it.
If there was one possible thing that could be said that was worse than what I said.
Wait. But you you guys don't have to TTB in-house, do you?
No.
So you can just call beer whatever the fuck you want. But
yeah, well, it was Outside Ales actually gave us the cease and desist on Bean Flicker.
Because somebody else already had a Bean Flicker?
Apparently so.
And my God.
Great minds.
Yeah, it was Donald Trump's beer.
Oh, and still producing it, you said.
Flick them over the wall. I don't get it. Just flick them back.
Wow.
Yeah, so we reeled it back, way back, obviously, by calling it just the Bean, because, well, Urban Dictionary that, and have fun with it, wherever it goes. That is it's a coconut coffee blonde ale.
Okay.
So there is coconut in this one.
Yeah, thank God, because I was like, also
That's
crazy.
Come on. My wife is the biggest beach bum, Jimmy Buffett. If the world ended tomorrow and the atomic bomb was going to land on the beach, she'd say, hell with it, I'm going to the beach anyway.
Yeah.
That's the type of person she is.
Happily married.
She challenged me to make the ultimate beach beer. So
it's a pretty damn good beach beer. Because of the stupid suntan lotion stuff.
Oh my God!
What's the specific
Coppertone?
Thank you.
Or Hawaiian Tropics.
Yeah. It's Hawaiian Tropic.
It's Hawaiian Tropic. That's the one I'm thinking. Wow, it tastes like a really good version of Hawaiian Tropic.
I want to drink suntan lotion.
Right.
Yeah.
How much suntan lotion have you drank, Justin?
Kids at home, go raid your parents' beach bag.
I am from Florida, after all.
Right.
Yeah, that is sit under a tiki hut, watch the sunset, watch the waves come in, drink a beer.
Do you have this, Bevo? How come you don't pour yourself some when we do this? You should try this beer.
Because I only give to other people. I don't give to myself.
Exactly.
You're the opposite of tan, so I'm certain you've never used Hawaiian Tropic
That's
before,
how I knew what he was. That's how I knew Coppertone wasn't the right thing, because that's what I use.
The only thing she used is Hawaiian Punch, and that
hardest
doesn't
part
really
with that
set
beer,
properly.
too, actually, is not making it taste like suntan lotion.
Right.
100% honest.
It really doesn't. I mean, it's very good.
Well,
very good.
It's actually a good point, because, in fact, I had one recently. If a beer is too perfumey,
yes,
and that can come from a variety of things.
God, yeah.
Like even hops, right? If it's too perfumey, like you start to choke on it. So, Justin, you make a good point that you wanted to get that characteristic in there, but God, you almost choke on perfume, right?
And there's been times where we've been like adding the coconut in there and just been like, let's hold back and see how this goes, and maybe add more in secondary if we need some. I mean, it's one of those, if you go over, there's no real saving it, because it's just that strong.
I see.
And you're listening to your customer base. So you have some customers go, I want more coffee in it, and you got other customers going, I want more coconut. So you try to play it, and find that balance, and that balance is a hard one with that beer.
It's interesting how the coffee plays in general, because that it's there.
Yeah.
But it almost takes on a different characteristic because of the coconut and the blonde. I don't know what.
Yeah, on the menu, I would be kind of skeptical about them working together.
Yeah.
But I am enjoying it in this beer.
Yeah, imagine if someone...
we actually went... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, what's crazy with that beer is it's stout flavors in a beer that is yellow as can be.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Imagine someone brings this to you as a concept. Be like, no, that's not gonna.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, I can't. No.
Yeah, I like
it. Works.
Yeah,
it does, and I like the sneakiness of stout flavors in a light beer, and I think that's kind of it's a new school way to do these things too. A lot of people are enjoying that. Okay, this is a great beer. Go ahead.
So with that beer, and the reason why it's the coconuts, or not the coconut, sorry, the coffee is so subtle in it. We actually went with a local roaster here in town, and we sat down for a whole day and tried different coffees, and we actually went with one where it was really chocolatey, roasty, but it wasn't such a heavy roast that it was almost kind of it layered your tongue a little bit, and the coffee was too forward. We specifically went this certain roast that it was okay, you get those chocolate notes, but they hide behind whatever flavor's on top of it, too.
Yeah, I like that. And I actually love me a good coffee beer, too, but this is just a nice change. And again, just not being too perfumey.
It was just kind of that Almond Joy meets, because we wanted a coffee that had a whole lot of chocolate, so it was kind of like that Almond Joy meets a blonde ale.
Okay. All right, and then I'm just going to keep right on going, because the beer next to us, what's it called again, Bevo?
Venus.
Thank you. The Venus.
The Dirty Irishman? No, that's not it. Something.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah. This one, am I reading my notes right? This is an imperial version of the same beer?
Yes. Aged in rum barrels, because once again,
right.
we go with that coconut, and what goes better with coconut with alcohol, rum. So that's it's kind of like a Malibu beer.
Wait, before we really dive into the beer,
are we doing this right? We're going from the blonde to the Venus is the imperial version of what we just had.
Right, but aged in rum.
Right.
And then before we get into the flavor, although you guys should taste and be ready to talk, why is the Brewing Network's name on the label? Was this just the bottle you sent to us?
They're making a lot of money off it.
Because third cease and desist.
When we were starting out, we created a Founders Club. It was the Royal Swan Society. So what we did was, we charged a certain amount.
Yeah.
Those people get a free beer every day for the rest of their life.
Wow.
They get a bottle with their name on the wall.
Oh, cool.
And then every year we fill beer just for them and nobody else. And this is one of the beers that went out for those guys.
Oh, and you gave us ours with our name on
you
it.
guys that as well.
You know what? I throw away every bottle we get. I'm keeping this one, Crotch Rot. I like it. Christian, sorry.
Hell yeah.
Beaner, I don't know.
Christ, just Christ for short.
Yeah. You're keeping the Beaner bottle?
I can't.
Okay. So, now I'm going to have to do some editing. God damn it.
No, it's all good.
All right. JP?
Yeah. I tasted it.
Well, even before that, that's great. But I'm just giving you the.
So I'll throw it back up. I don't care.
I know you're Mr. Tiki Bar.
That's right.
And the aroma to me is. I mean, obviously, I'm just smelling some rum too. But there's more in there. Like I'm getting fruit in the aroma, like it's a cocktail.
Yeah. Did you could tell me that you tried to make a cocktail out of this, and I would be like, yeah, that smells like a tiki drink for sure. There's kind of tropical, darker kind of fruit flavors coming or aromas coming through. The rum definitely carries you into a tiki drink.
Brown sugar.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, is it
even like papaya? I get like a papaya guava thing coming through it, and I don't know if there's this fruited or not.
Keep your guava to yourself.
I can't do it.
Go ahead.
There's not fruit in it, but the primary hop we actually use in the base beer itself is actually Citra, so you'll probably get some of those like Citra tropical notes coming through on that.
Citra with rum. Huh. Yeah, to me it tastes tropical, and I'm trying to place like the actual drink.
But, I don't know, but I could.
Well, shit, it's Malibu. It's a Malibu beer.
Like Malibu
it's a Malibu rum barrel.
So, you got the coconut, you got the rum. There's still coffee going on in there. We pulled the coffee back a little bit, and that beer is 9.5%. So it's not a baby beer.
It's like a Trade Winds or maybe like a Port-au-Prince, which are very different cocktails. But it is very tiki drink.
I could drink it on ice. I could definitely drink this beer on ice.
I could drink it with some lice. I could drink it on a house.
I could drink it very nice.
I could drink it with a grouse.
Definitely came through on it stronger than we expected to. So when we got the Jamaican rum barrels that we actually aged it in, we were expecting them to be normal, like just regular rum barrels. Well, we didn't realize that they were uncut spirit barrels until we got them. Yeah, so that's why the aroma is very, very boozy. This has actually been aged out a little bit, too, to kind of mellow out that rum aroma. But we figured it was at its, potential point to be at its, best flavor and everything. The rum just plays so well with that coconut on the flavor. Like I said, the aroma's a little strong still for me on the rum, but personally, the flavor is right where it needs to be.
This is one of those beers. I hope you take this as a compliment. But we've always said on here when people say, I don't like beer. I don't like beer. And we always kind of say, there's a beer for somebody. This is one of those beers that you bust out at one of those dinners. And it's if you're in the Founders Club, it's one of those bottles that someone goes, they've got a cocktail in their hand or whatever. I never liked beer. I've never liked a beer. And you pour them this, and they go, that's not a beer.
It's like beer. Yeah, exactly.
And you prove to them, actually, that's what beer can be. Beer can be anything. It can be all of these things.
You could even tell them, you don't even have to say that this is a beer. That's how not like a beer it tastes,
right?
But in a good way.
See, you want to fool them.
I'm a tricky guy,
Sneaky.
yeah. But not like we talk about where this doesn't taste like a beer; it tastes like a fucking milkshake. Like not like
it's
that.
It's not like that. It still tastes like a beer.
Yeah, but if you didn't know it was a beer, it's like we say about sour beer, right? You should tell people that it's a sour thing. Don't say, "Oh, you don't like beer? Try this," because you're gonna fuck them all up. You're gonna rewire their brain, right?
But like, wait, what?
Yeah, like this is not now this is a beer. Now I really hate beer, but this is something totally different. Where I think you could give them without saying anything.
And then go, by the way, you like beer.
You like beer now, and then you punch them.
So
you're welcome. Face.
I want to try this on ice, but take it one step further and blend it. Like I want it to be a slushy drink. Yes.
Well,
further.
Dude. You know what our servers do is they actually they'll take like either the bean and there is some beanness, and they'll mix it with a pineapple cider, and then it becomes a full-on pina colada.
A full-on beer cocktail.
Amazing. You give this to them, and you go, oh yeah, I heard you don't like beer. Well, this isn't a beer. Psych. It totally is.
I'll tell you what, I've never had a beer cocktail that I like, and that sounds fantastic.
That's really good. And I just had it again. I'm thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
Because in power suggestion, maybe I'm a little drunk. I don't know, but
that's that first 10%.
I get some pineapple residual.
Yeah,
that sounds. Can we go there, please?
Mm-hmm.
Can we go to Lakeland, Florida?
Are you sure you want to go there?
Yeah,
you guys are always welcome, and you always have an open tab here.
All right. Well, we will send you the invoice to fly us out there.
No, I'm getting in the RV tonight. Actually,
Be there in 2 months.
I feel like Crotch Rot's the only guy who can just park the RV on his front lawn, and he'll understand.
Yeah, well, next to the other one,
right?
Next to the 68.
You have to find a spot.
Yeah, to the 68 Hornet
with no wheels.
Yeah, for sure.
The color on this is so much darker. Was the barrel half full of rum when you filled it up with beer?
No, we drained it, and that was special treasures that we found. It was uncut rum that was in those barrels, and so we did a good sniff test when we dumped those barrels out. The color actually came, I think, from the char. What happens is whiskey barrels become rum barrels. So whiskey companies sell their barrels to rum companies, and then rum companies, do what they do, and then they move the barrels along. So we bought it from a rum company. So what you have is still, I think, some of that char from the whiskey company. And I think they were bean barrels before.
Bean barrels. Bevo.
Bean.
Right.
Jim Bean.
Yeah, Jim Bean.
Yeah, when we dumped the rum out of them, it was actually it was a Jamaican dark rum to begin with, but the stuff that came out was, it was black as could be. It was just that char on there and everything, and there were pretty old barrels as well from the aging of the whiskey. And from then they put the rum in there and aged them for however long they did. But we actually found a stamp on one of the barrels, and it was like 92 was when the whiskey was initially first put in there. So they had quite a bit of age on them as well.
Did you guys taste the shit that came out?
Yeah.
I know you did.
It was pretty strong. It'll put some hair on your chest.
Really? Did it have any redeeming qualities at all, or is it just like, no, that's why they left it here? Oh, really?
Absolutely beautiful.
Really? Okay.
I'm not going to lie. It was beautiful.
Interesting.
Did you filter out the charcoal or just drink it?
Yeah, we ran it. We actually ran it through coffee filters because I'm like, we're not letting this go to waste. And I actually threw it on an alchemimeter. That's how I know it was about 125 proof.
Wow. Okay. Do you guys have a lab?
But yeah, we
in your brewery?
No, we don't.
You don't. Okay. There's alchemeters in the John.
That's how he starts his car.
Much.
Yeah, it's like a flow meter, but you have to pee through the alchemeter.
Right.
And the thing doesn't flush.
No, I'm doing the old TLC moonshiner show. I'm just shaking the jar and counting how long it takes for the bubbles to go out.
That's the alchemeter.
25 proof, we're good.
You see, wait, Christian, just to so that I'm clear, you're really from like Floribama, right? Like you're up from the Panhandle. You're not at the bottom. I mean, I'm not saying where Lakeland is. I'm talking about where you're from.
What is this, England? You're not a northerner, are you?
From Tampa, yeah, but yeah.
Tampa, okay.
Same difference.
Okay.
With the lightning.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Yeah, there is a difference. I heard there's a bar on the border of Florida and Alabama called Floribama.
And I've driven past it. I didn't go to it. I went
How
to the
dare
place
you?
across
What?
the street because I was like, yeah, I'm good.
No, how dare you, Christian? Now you know what? If I come visit you, that's where we're going.
Let's go.
Also, we have to. We're going to do this together.
Well, you know what? If I come visit you, we're going to someplace in San Diego because it's about the same drive.
I see. Okay, deal.
Yeah. And you know what? We'll go to the bar and we'll be with our sister and we'll be on the Florida side and be like, she's my sister. And we'll jump across. She's my wife. Jump across. She's my sister. Jump across. She's my wife.
Exactly.
You never know.
All right, that's 2 groups at least today. I feel we're back to our old. See, Christian,
let's go, baby.
Still got it.
You come on the show once, and we're back to our old tricks. Do you guys want to try the IPA?
Yeah.
I know, JP.
I mean, I guess I have to, right?
Tell us about your IPA, which is called Straight Outta Lakeland.
Straight out of Lakeland.
By the way,
you know, I'm about over the haze craze.
Already.
This is a throw to the true West Coast style IPA.
Okay.
It's Lagunitas meets, even though it's East Coast, Bell's Two Hearted. It's,
great beer.
It's Big Centennial.
Traditional
Big Centennial, Bob.
West Coast IPA.
But it's clear
from
as a bell.
Michigan.
Yeah. Traditional West Coast IPA. Lagunitas meets Midwest.
It's his Floribama beer. He's straddling the fence.
Well, it is. It truly is. So you get the Big Centennial bomb, but it's clear as a bell, which I can't say Bell's does. So it's kind of marries those two flavors together, but it still really, I think, front forward carries the West Coast spirit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
It really did. What else is in there? Centennial and what?
Centennial, Cascade.
Yeah.
We use Magnum as a bittering hop.
Nice. What's the malt bill? It's pretty dark.
It is dark, but it doesn't taste sweet.
Yes. So the malt bill is Munich, pale malt Munich, Crystal 40, Crystal 50 for that kind of blend. So we meet in.
It's blended out to about a 45 blend, but we found some characteristics in the 40 and a 50 that we liked, and we actually liked it better than actually buying a 45.
I think that Christian's description between like a super West Coast IPA and Bell's Two Hearted is a great description.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It kind of falls right in the middle of that. Yeah, this is a good beer. We're having somebody brew a beer. It's going to be an IPA for our Hop Grenade 5th anniversary here. And they were asking me what hops to use today, and I don't know shit. But the hop character in this beer is what I was describing. Although they were talking about using some Amarillo and then some New School hops, and I was like, okay, love me some Amarillo.
Yeah, of course.
I think New School hops sound exciting, but I'm not into all the fruity ones unless there's like a little bit of blueberry and a bunch of earthy. Okay. And this, I think, has that super nice, earthy, minimal fruity, like the sea hops have, characteristic to it. I love it.
Yeah, you get good quality Centennial, and it could basically be a single hop.
Okay.
Beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is nice. Is this just like 001 type of yeast? Chico yeast?
Actually, it's 05.
It's 05, and we ferment it out nice and cool, so just, it takes its time, nice and clean fermentation.
How cool are we talking?
Just get,
Yeah, what temp? What temp is cool?
Like 64-ish.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty on the cool side.
Why 005? What do you guys like about that?
Well, one, it's a cost-saving thing. We can get the Safe Ale bricks of 05 out of Safe Ale for about $52 a brick.
I see.
That's enough to pitch 10 barrels.
Got it.
Are you pitching new yeast every time, or are you reusing yeast?
We reuse. It depends, but more often than not, we're reusing. So really, it's after about 3 gens or 4 gens. What's our actual pitch cost? We're down to $10 versus other companies. I won't call them out, but I like kind of the $10 average.
I see.
Also, it depends the brew schedule as well too, depending what we're needing for the tap room and everything. I don't like to store yeast for X amount of time, super long time, even if it is stored cold. It's a feel good if say we don't need 05 for a couple weeks. $50 to throw a fresh brick on there is not really going to break the bank, just to have that that reassurance that nothing happened in that time where it was stored or anything like that.
I gotcha. And do you guys filter this beer? Because it is super clear.
Actually, no, we don't filter at all. We do a lot of cold crashing, and we use gelatin.
Oh, you do? Okay. A little bit of finding of gelatin, yeah. And the yeast obviously flocks well, too, then.
Filters in the brewery.
But yeah, there's no centrifuge, there's no filters.
Mm-hmm.
We just use, thyme, cold, and gelatin.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you've been listening to the Brewing Network for 14 years.
It almost sounds like it.
But in fact, it's been 8 because I took a break for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the beers are all wonderful. They're so good. Especially what's it called again, Pete? She's got fire in her eyes now.
Yeah.
She's done with that joke.
Accidentally say a racial slur one time.
Accidentally.
I've got to give a little story about my time when I was out there with you guys.
Here we go.
2012.
2012.
Here we go.
Crotch is drunk. You can hear it.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
Yep.
coming
Rare
out.
Barrel. We had one. McDole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good old Tasty.
McDole. We weren't ready to call it a night, and because all of us had way too much fun at the Rare Barrel.
Yep.
And I'm in town. I'm on a beercation. McDole's like, you know what? I'm going to show you the town. I'm like, okay, let's roll with this. I got to make it to the BART by midnight, though, because that's when they cut off.
Right.
And anyhow, McDole's like, no, I got you. OMG. McDole showed me the best time ever in California.
Oh, man.
My love for McDole extends, I can't tell you how deep.
Yeah.
So, my prayers are with him, and I was telling him, because we were partying, we were going to all his favorite places, and I'm like, if you don't get me back to that BART by midnight, you're driving me back to Chinatown. And he's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm going, yes, you are, fucker. This is happening.
But he got you to BART, didn't he?
Yeah, we had a great time. He actually got me back to the BART in time.
Yeah.
I don't know how I made my way back to Chinatown from the BART, but McDole showed me an amazing time, and so I love him, and I give him my biggest prayers.
Thank you for saying that. He is a lovely man, but he also, as you say, he's the host of hosts. If he takes you out drinking, more so because he knows all the places to go to and everybody at all the places, and I can't keep up, actually. So I'm glad he showed you that experience. He's a good guy to hang out with, for sure.
Yeah, wonderful man, and you guys showed me a great time too. So, I give my love, I give my prayers.
All right, brother. Thank you for saying that. Very nice of you. All right. Well, next time you come back here, we'll have some more parties. And sounds like JP wants to go out there and drink some tropical beers.
I like Florida. Why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
Disney World's out there.
You're barely allowed to come to Concord for the show
I know.
now. So,
how close are you to Disney World?
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Well, hey,
Love you too,
guys,
bud.
to all of you, Dan, Justin, and of course, Christian, thanks for being on the program. Thanks for sending us all this wonderful beer. Folks, you can go to, swanbrewing.com and check out more about it. Independent certified craft brewers there. And, guys, thank you for being on the program. I appreciate it very much.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
I meant to congratulate him on his holiday.
What's his holiday?
Easter. We just had a Christian holiday yesterday. That's pretty cool. I mean, the guy's a fucking holiday.
I mean, he has to share it with so many, though.
That's true.
He
but
probably doesn't even
he's
care
a giver
anymore.
like that. So.
He is a giver. Yeah. He's always been a giver.
It's true.
His crotch is still rotting, though, even though he's risen.
I think it's off.
Guys.
Oh, it rotted off?
Yeah, I think it's off.
Yes, Bevo, yes?
He's a Ken doll.
Is that enough?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Is that enough already? I mean, like, it's his fault. He gave us, 10% beer.
Yeah, what a dickhead.
I'm the one who chose to have it in the beginning, but whatever.
I'm actually a little lightheaded from, I'm actually feeling the beer, dude. Let's go.
Oh. You liked this last one, though, don't you? The tropical, whatever.
The middle one, the Venus. Yeah,
is that the rum one? Yeah, the Venus.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's pretty good, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If I was there in the tap room and I, had a place to stay that I didn't have to rely on somebody I didn't know to take me there, I would totally have more than one.
Yeah. And I don't, I'll drink a tropical cocktail.
Yeah.
I don't hate them or anything. All that sugar I don't like very much. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather have that tastes. That's what I was saying. Just put this on ice and a straw, and I'm happy.
And you're good
with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, the tropical drinks can be difficult like that if you're
it's all sugar.
It's
that's it.
But there's a lot of clean ones, and this
Plus, I always want 8.
That's right. This does taste like one of the cleaner kind of tropical drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of the new tiki kind of revival is more focused on those cleaner, less sugary, more balanced with citrus kind of stuff.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
It's not just kitchen sink anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like Con Tiki in Oakland. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Great food.
I've been there.
Like really like quote unquote gastropub food. Like really good food. Clean drinks like this. Good beer selection. Nice people. Yeah. That's what you would taste there.
Soon to be sponsor.
Oh.
Maybe.
Now,
right?
Yeah. All right, well, if you're looking to make recipes like the boys over at Swan or anybody else, go to beersmith.com and get your free 21-day trial of the Beersmith brewing software. You don't have to take our word for it, and we've been talking about it for years because it's that damn good. Whoa. And I believe that they're on their 3rd version. Yeah, Beersmith 3 is out now, which has support for everything on the planet, I think. And actually, I think it used to have support for everything on the planet, and now it has everything in the universe.
That's right. Mars is included for sure.
For example, it literally has boil adjustments for high altitude brewing.
Hell yeah.
So I feel like it's there. He's getting closer to space with every version.
Closer to God. That's what the next one's going to be.
It's even got a streamlined interface that hides unneeded data when you're brewing. I love that. Keep it all clean and nice. Completely revised databases, including new hops, malts, fruits, juices, honey, and a style guide for mead, wine, and cider. Go to beersmith.com and check it out. Get your free 21-day trial.
Do it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have lots to do, I'm sure of it. Hang in there. It's the session. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Check out their brand new patent-pending mash and boil 110-volt electric mashing and boiling unit. This compact all-stainless unit lets you mash, sparge, and boil just about anywhere that has a 110-volt plug. Double-wall construction adds to efficiency and safety, and a precise thermostat keeps temperatures where you want them. Unlike insulated buckets and converted coolers, multiple temperature rest mashing is easy to do, all for under $300. They also feature the Mark II work pump, a magnetic drive high-temperature pump that does the work of pumps that cost twice as much, as well as exclusive Brewer's Edge regulators and quality Keg King kegs and disconnects. Check them out today at williamsbrewing.com to brews their vast selection.
This is Corey King from Side Project Brewing, and you're listening to The Session on the Brewing Network.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks to our guest, Swan Brewing. And thanks to our wonderful sponsor, Great Fermentations. Go to greatfermentations.com, who offers specialized grain ordering now. Order any grain in less than 1 pound increments. Perfect for specialty malts. You can also you can ask to combine or keep grains separate, and even tell them to crush the grain if you want. Check them out at greatfermentations.com. As always, Great Fermentations provides top-notch customer service and same-day shipping on so many items. Go to greatfermentations.com. Yeah. It's a good song.
It is.
I like it. I haven't heard some metal.
Who is it?
I don't know if that's Taylor's band or if it's just one of the.
I don't think that's Taylor's band.
No.
It's probably some royalty-free music thing. We're on a royalty-free music hit because.
Royalty-free. It's free. It's in the name. You don't have to explain
Yeah.
it. Say no more, brother.
I was wondering if that was going to be free.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that sounds like a band, like a.
That's what I thought. That's why
like a mid late '90s like Soundgarden kind of a deal.
Well, but that's not who usually shows up on the royalty-free music sites.
Right,
is why I was thinking it might be someone we know or them or I don't know what.
Take a pause, track it down right now. Let's go.
I don't know. All right.
What do you got, buddy?
Twitter game.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you ready for Twitter game?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Despite your guys' skepticism, this was a very...
It was more of an ejection.
Was it a success?
But that's all right.
Here's what's... Okay, I'm sure he's talking about the game. And I'm certain that Beardy, at some point in the next several days or weeks, will enter a report that shows it'll be a graph of your games versus his,
right? But he'll take the median or take the average versus the median, and the numbers will be off, and
whatever makes me look better.
That's right.
Yes. Was it successful, Beardy?
Yes.
Okay.
Quite successful.
Okay.
I had lots of whittling to do to get to just down to a few.
It's like an old man alone in the country somewhere.
Old bearded man whittling in the corner.
I hope I live long enough to do that with you, Beardy. It's clearly not going to happen.
He didn't say diddling. He said whittling.
Oh, never mind.
You'll be the one making sure I don't cut off one of my fingers.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. What was the game again, Beardy?
It was since so much
Don't
vitamins.
talk about the eggs and everything.
Yeah. The twit was they put vitamins in the water. They put hormones in the meat. What are they putting in our beer?
Okay.
Something like that.
All right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Let's see. Carl says the flavors that taste like flavors by adding flavors resembling flavors.
So me.
And fucking glitter.
Talking about beer. Okay. Yeah. Flavors, glitter. Got it.
The Brewer of Seville says, in Chechnya, the only thing to add to beer is Chechnyan tears.
Okay, should we ask Beardy to do his accent again?
Yeah, that was Hervé Valachez, but that's okay.
Tears. Is that what it was?
Yeah, Chechnyan tears.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Nelson says...
In Chechnya...
Oh, yours is so much better.
In Chechnya, we carbonate our tears so we have something else to drink.
We cannot import tears because tears tariff too expensive and hard to say with accent.
In Chechnya, since there's no disease control, we must drink our tears.
That's right.
I don't know how that makes sense.
I don't know.
Your guys' accents are so much better.
I know.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very nice thing you said right
there. Nelson says, unplanned pregnancies and other bad decisions.
That's what they put in our... I don't...
In the beer? Unplanned
I don't know why I'm writing this down.
So we're drinking
in
embryos?
Chechnya, every pregnancy is unplanned. Why would we bring people into this world?
I think maybe that's just what he gets when he drinks beers, and so he's assuming they're adding it to the beer.
Okay, that makes it a little more socially acceptable to say.
Yeah, but it's still convoluted.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what he's... Okay, it's what's happening to him when he's drinking.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Okay, got it.
Some guy named Terrence the Black says, small amounts of semen. # truly hazy IPA.
Oh, gross.
It's a very Terrence thing to say, but
that was gross.
Terrence is like he's funny, but it's very clinical. So instead of like
very direct,
like there was another way to make that joke, but instead he's like small amounts of semen.
Yeah, jizz them
because that's what makes it cloudy.
Get it? You get it?
Yeah. Okay, got it.
It was just pretty raunchy for a Terrence the Black joke. So.
Right, that's true.
Let's see. Brew Javs, sorry. I don't have it zoomed in far enough.
Wow. Bevo?
Promises, hopes, and dreams. But soon they'll go down the drain, just like Beardy's eyesight.
I mean, that didn't take long. I thought you whittled
I
these
was
down.
just going to say, is this pre or post whittling?
I'm not going to write that one down.
That's fine. There's one more that's really worthwhile.
Okay.
Here we go. You want to take a bet?
Look at my. By the way, I just want to hang on. Let me read my notes so far.
Okay.
Because this is my own shorthand.
Here we go.
Number 1, flavors - glitter.
Okay.
Number 2, tears.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, unplanned preg.
Okay.
Number 4, semen. Like this is how I remember things.
Yeah, or it's a shopping list.
Yeah, for you on your way home.
Yeah.
Gotta
Safeway's
pick up
open
more
all night.
semen. Okay. Great. Got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Very hungry.
Last but not least,
doubt it.
Jacob says, depends on the beer. In the case of West Coast IPA, it's cunning and wit. In the case of hazy IPA, it's probably more than a pitch of dick cheese.
Okay.
So some more semen, but then it was a West Coast, East Coast jab.
Got it.
I like Beardy's questions, but I don't like his answers as much as I like your
filtration?
answers. And I'm not saying I like his questions more than yours. I'm just saying
that's all right.
he's not failing at filling in while you're gone.
Right.
But his
sorting process.
You don't like his whittling.
Either his whittling is not as good or the answers are not as good. I don't know which.
I think his humor is not as refined.
I don't know.
And so
Maybe.
he thinks certain things are funny when they're really not.
But you guys then laugh at each other like it's the funniest thing on the planet, like you have the same sense of humor.
Yeah, well, his check's clear, so...
Yeah. And I can't also make the Twitter game and provide the answer. I'm relying on these dummies to come up with the punchline.
Wow,
for
huge
the joke.
burn on our listeners. Wow.
Wait, are you insinuating that JP writes the answers to his?
I'm not saying, just saying.
I didn't even get that.
Oh, my God.
I would love it if I could be that prolific.
JP has like a bunch of P.O. boxes and like 85 shirts that Bevo has sent over the last...
And then I just return them to Bev and we just keep the cycle going. It's been the same shirts for 5 years.
He's doing good.
He just orders shirts in all the sizes, and then he's like, hey, I found a box of merch in my house.
This is smart business sense.
I am a Russian troll farm. I have 200 Twitter accounts.
You're costing us shipping.
But yeah, just think how much shipping money he's wasting for you.
And by the way, who am I
That's the way
kidding?
I'm taking down the Brewing Network. One shipping fee at a time.
And who am I kidding with the P.O. boxes? Bevo is such an idiot that she will send it to the same address every fucking time.
100%.
As long as it had a different name on it. She's like, wow, we have a lot of listeners in Brentwood.
Yeah, I guess this guy wins a lot. I don't know. I thought his Twitter name was different, but
at this point, my computer just autofills the address portion.
Oh my God!
And your GPS puts in the same address when you want to go to JP's house. That's really weird.
Totally weird.
It is weird.
None of it ever. The dots never connect.
No. Why would they? That would form a picture.
Yeah, that would called reality.
That's right.
Speaking of reality, don't forget about the Smart Brew Water Testing Kit.
There we go.
From iDip.
That's right.
Yeah, you can go to smartbrewkit.com, and this thing's amazing. It does. It tests over 40 different water quality things. God, somebody else should do this read. It's
water
so
quality
advanced.
test, dude. You can do 40. So if you have a pool or jacuzzi or whatever, and you brew beer at home, this is what you need.
Oh, it can test everything. Total alkalinity, chloride, calcium hardness, pH, sulfate, so much more. Only requires 4 ml of water.
And no math.
Yeah, you know it's good if either I can't read the read because it's more advanced than me. That's how advanced
the word description of the product is more advanced.
It's like right in front of me. Plus, it does everything for you. So there's a Brewing Network special. Podcast listeners enter coupon code TBN10 at checkout. Save $10 on either the standard or advanced Smart Brew testing kit. Go check it out today, and while you do, thank them for being a sponsor of the program because we appreciate them, and they help keep the show free to you. So thanks to iDip. All right. We didn't pick a winner.
I thought it was weird that it was a live read. Pause.
Yeah, I just figured I had to think about it. I don't know. What's your vote?
Recap them in your shorthand. Just shorthand.
Flavors.
Yeah.
Glitter. Dash glitter.
Okay.
That was pretty much the thing.
Okay.
Chechenian tears.
Okay.
To make hazy.
Right.
The unplanned pregnancy one,
Okay.
which I think is more about like what happens when you drink, not what what they're putting in the beer.
Yeah.
Which aligns with the next one, which is semen.
Okay. All right.
To make the beer.
That's how you get unplanned pregnancy.
Yeah, when I drink a lot of beer, I see a lot of men, and that's pretty cool.
The more beer I drink, the less semen I see. In my case.
Well, you turn off the black lights.
That's
because your glass is getting emptier.
I see. I was just thinking of I just fall asleep or whiskey day.
That's right.
I don't. You know, it's a 4-way tie in my.
Wow, that's how good my Twitter question was.
Let's let Warren. Warren, what would you have written?
Yeah, what is your? Oh, wait, you want his response? Or what you would vote
because
for?
he was saying that he can't do everything.
I haven't thought about it.
Interesting.
He didn't.
So
have
who
to.
would you choose?
Who would you choose?
Let's see.
And by the way, if you choose Terrence, we save money.
I was actually just going to say the same thing.
Because we know he's okay with not.
But I'm not
either.
trying to sway the
This
vote.
has happened recently where Terrence won, but then we also had to pick a real winner to send something to.
Right, because
Yeah.
I like to be fair sometimes.
okay.
But not tonight.
Nah.
Not tonight?
No.
We do have some merch to get rid of, though.
Okay. I would probably say the flavors glitter.
I think that's who I would vote for, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
felt like he was also I think he was making fun of me a little bit, which is nice, because I'm like, oh, the flavors, whatever the fuck.
So nice.
And then threw in glitter for good measure.
Yeah, to be different.
All right. That's our winner.
Way to go, Carl.
Carl.
You
There
did
you
it.
go, Carl. With a K or a C?
Oh, K, bro.
No, I'm not going to applaud. Oh, C's only, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
All about that C?
Yeah.
Good job, Carl.
Yeah, Carl. Change your name, dude. I'll fucking clap for you.
Carl Larson.
You guys.
Don't forget about the Branding Brews podcast. If you need some marketing help, everything marketing over at brandingbrews.com. Also, Ryan over there does a good job helping us out with some graphic design, too. He does really killer stuff for us with our logos and you name it. Go to brandingbrews.com and check it out.
What about instead of Branding Brews, it was Brandon Brews, and it was just a guy who brewed beer.
His name was
Brandon.
Steve?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to look that up right now because I hope it exists, and I hope it's just some asshole with a MySpace
Yeah, like a
page
geosite.
looking,
Like, hi, I'm Brandon. I brew beer. He's been dead for like 10 years, but
BrandonBrews.com.
Credit card.
Oh, listeners, you might want to buy this so you can sell it to somebody,
shit.
JP. BrandonBrews.com is available. It says server IP address could not be found.
oh, that means it's available?
Who the fuck didn't buy Brandon Brews yet? You know? It's perfect.
Is Justin Brews taken?
No, but Brandon...
Warren Brews. Let's buy all the brews
I
for
guess if
everybody.
you...
That's your Christmas gift to us, is buy us individual URLs, but with brews at the end of our name.
Don't buy that for me.
Bevo Brews.
Bevo Brews.
Yeah.
Beverly Brews.
I did recently buy my own name as a domain, but I had to
you
put,
have to do that.
Well, I didn't do it
Do you?
early enough. I had
Really?
to. I had to put my middle initial in.
Oh, that's dumb. I
It
got
was already-
JasonPetros.com.
You did, yeah. I was late to the game. It came up in an article I was reading the other day, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Yeah.
Gone.
What are you going to do with it? Dick pics?
Nothing.
Well, I had in my mind, I was like, well, I'll just I don't know, just
I don't know
like
either.
links to stuff I've
I'm
done,
going to sell it
like
one day to
articles
somebody
I've
who
written.
wants it with
right.
my name.
Yeah, and like whatever, like links, like basically backlinks to the shows that I'm on, and like the Ears Up and stuff like that.
That's always the idea,
Right, and
It's
then
never...
I sort of like half-assed it, and then I think there's still like default photos on there.
Let me look. At
Ooh,
Oh, shit.
what are the default photos?
No middle initial.
Yeah, no, just Jason Petros.
See,
.com.
the Jason Petros is probably still available.
Probably.
About whomst.
About whomst.
Nice gradient.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So you
like
did the
gradient?
same thing I did. You bought it, and then they offered you the free page.
Oh, yeah,
and you
yeah.
just put you did more than I did. Mine says coming soon. That I'm coming soon.
That's probably not inaccurate.
That's a positive outlook.
Yeah, and that's it. There's literally nothing there. I was like, one day, I'll fill this in. Because I didn't want the fake retarded Latin that they put in there as place fillers.
Oh, right.
So I
yeah.
just wrote some dumb crap, and then that's it.
Okay, I thought the only reason I looked is I thought you actually put links to your shit already, but
No, I haven't done.
you
it.
didn't. You just did the same thing I did. You filled out the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does reflect your inside.
You don't own
Yeah,
yours,
basically.
Beardy?
No. Let's see. It might be taken. That'd be interesting.
BeardyTheIdiot.org.
.handsome, actually.
Yeah, like I listened to this podcast, and one of the hosts he bought an article. He bought a website called .biz.
What is that?
Nothing. I don't want to tell you about it on the air.
Oh.
I don't. We'll talk about it off the air.
Oh, shit. All right. But anyway, like, can you imagine, like, your name or your portal to business is .biz? Like, no one wants that, right? It has to be .com, so you buy it now.
Or
Buy it for
.me.
your kids.
What about .me?
Do you know
Even dumber.
Do you know that there's a business e-commerce solution called Bevo?
What?
Bevo.com is owned. I expected to find some like random like parked or whatever, but no. It's the evolution of e-commerce platforms. What the fuck? Where did they get the name Bevo?
Is this her side job?
Oh, business e-commerce evolution.
Oh.
Bevo. I should fucking sue them. I created that name. Yeah. I should sue them on your behalf.
Call up John.
John?
You do you, buddy.
I should trademark that shit years ago. Trademark all your names. IR own all of you.
Not mine. Olin came up with JP.
It doesn't mean I can't steal. If he didn't trademark it.
That's right, but he was first to print with it.
So that might make it hard.
Yeah, he could get me. All right. Well, thanks you. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Thanks you, everybody.
Yeah. What is that? Is that Warren's Ukrainian accent?
Yeah.
Thanks you.
Thanks you.
In Chechnya, thanks you.
Yeah, in Chechnya, we only thanks you.
It sounds like I'm there. You guys are doing a great job.
There's no other thank you.
I will boil goat tongue for ceremony to welcome bearded man into life.
In Chechnya, we don't live long enough for beard.
Yeah. Or tongue to grow.
You both must be gods.
He will keep country warm for whole winter.
Yeah. We're told to plant tongue and more cow grow, but no one lived long enough, so no one know, but we keep doing it anyway. That is called faith. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Yeah. We don't call it life. We call it faith.
That's right. By the way, I'm excited for Greek Easter. I'm having Greek Easter at my house, which is this Sunday. Gonna make a lot of lamb.
The Greeks just have to be different.
Yell Christos Anesti all day long. It'll be a good time.
Christos
Anesti.
What's the nasty part?
Anesti. Christos Anesti. He has
It sounds like you're saying Christos nasty.
He's a nasty.
When you do it.
Yeah, it's my cousin's 90s rap album.
I see.
Christos is nasty.
Should have played that all the time, Jim.
They're going to roll it down in the car.
It's all done on a little Casio, all the beats.
That's right. And it's just about his hard dick. That's all.
You could probably get that. I'm pretty sure it's royalty free.
Yeah,
Literally.
I just did it right now.
You can get it at Sam's house.
Right.
Okay. We're done.
Did it.
Let's take another drink before I go.
There you go, baby.
Hey, thanks to Christian, Daniel, and Justin from Swan Brewing. We appreciate you guys being on the show. Thanks for sending us beer and having a good time with us. Congratulations to our good old friend and our new friends on all your success. It was really fun to get to talk to you. Next week, Bear Lick Brewing is on the program. We're excited about that as well. Plus, I think we're going to be talking to Gary Glass.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to be on the show with us. And the folks from Brewbies. The Brewbies event is coming up on May 4th, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
You can get tickets. Where can you get tickets?
Probably brewbies.com, I would guess.
Go to factionbrewing.com because I think it's held there, and you can probably look up the... I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. But we'll talk to them next week and learn all about it. But that's happening May 4th. So big show next week. We'll take care of all that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, JP.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bevo, for your comedy antics tonight.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're
my unintentional comedics.
Yes.
Bev is now the poster child for the Proud Boys, so that's good. Yeah.
Finally, we're off the hook. You know.
It was an accident.
And Beardy, I don't know.
You're welcome, Justin.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you to our show sponsor, More Beer. You can get absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home by going to morebeer.com. Thank you to the fellas at Swan Brewing in Lakeland, Florida for coming on the show. And congrats to longtime listener Crotch Rot for opening such a great brewery. Learn more over at swanbrewing.com. I'm actually Greek Orthodox. Merge your love of Disneyland with your lack of engaging podcasts and go to earsuppodcast.com as JP, Terrence, Bevo, and Taryn talk about all things Disney. Get on Twitter for some good beer insight and homebrew info and probably a lot of arguments. Follow Nate Smith at Nathan Homebrew, Mike McDowell at Tasty McD. Warren is stuck over at Another Beardy. JP, no Twitter is dead, so he's on Instagram at Major Jip, and you can find Bevo there as well at Beverly M. Moore. Be sure to find the Brewing Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
JP's an asshole. Justin's a nice guy and winning the race. JP does great as his charity.